Yo, what's up, Freedom Revolution Network? I am Dwayne Lanham. I am your host here in the Night Talk. And I know it's not nighttime, but we are doing a special edition of the Night Talk. So this is going to be amazing. This is going to be great. We're going to have a great time here tonight. So tonight, guys, I wanted to talk about the fact of how the CDC has dropped cases down to 67,000 to 30,000 deaths. To 30,000 deaths. Guys, that is a huge jump. That is a huge drop in the amount of coronavirus cases. That is a big drop. That is a big drop in cases. What are they trying to do? Confuse us? That is just way too much. Ooh. Give me a minute, guys. What the fuck? That is a jump in cases, guys. That is so much of a jump, of a decrease in cases that we've seen since this thing has started. Since it started. Guys, why is my neck leading to the... That is just a decrease in cases. Like, we have never seen a decrease like this. Okay? So what is the government trying to do? Play with our minds? Confuse us? Run away with us? Like, guys, I've never seen with cases like something like this that they're going to drop cases. They have completely dropped 30,000. Now, mind you, the other night on my show with me, my mom, Scarlett, and TLO, we were talking about this. We were talking about the numbers of... Yeah, dude, my neck looks uneven. But no, guys, we were just talking about this. How is the fact that they do this? But the fact of the matter is, even if they do this, it's like, why? Why start giving us the truth now? Why start giving us the truth now? Like, nobody honestly understands it. You start lying to us, then you give us the truth. You give us what's truly going on behind America with the coronavirus. And I don't think it's okay. I don't. Because the fact of the matter is we're going to keep dealing with the coronavirus on a daily basis. But we're going to need a true number of cases and deaths. Sorry, guys, it's showing that my neck is not straight. Probably isn't, and my head ain't straight either. But, guys, this is just, it's getting ridiculous. This is not okay. Every day we deal with this. Every day. Every day we deal with this. And I'm not liking it. I'm not. I can't sit here and let the U.S. government keep lying to us. Like, why? Why let the U.S. government lie to us about something like this? Oh, sorry, guys, I have to crack my neck. Why let them keep lying to us about something that's not even worth lying about? It's not worth lying about. The U.S. government has always tried lying to us. Has always tried lying to us about everything that's going on. things are going on overseas, things are going on here in the US. But I stand for the truth and for what the American people deserve, as we, the people, deserve the truth. We deserve the truth about things. We deserve the truth to know what's going on when we're in a national pandemic. A global pandemic for that. I mean, guys, I have never heard about the U.S. government lying to us this bad. And it's not okay. We're also waiting for our co-host, Scarlett, to be here. She is getting ready, so she'll be here in a little bit. She'll be here with us here in a little bit. But guys, this is just nonsense. Like, I have never seen something like this. I want to go read the report to you guys from what they were saying, because this plays a key factor on everything. This plays a key factor. So let me look it up. Oh, internet's wrong. So why is my internet doing this? Oh, to you guys from what they were saying. This is the fact of the matter, is that I do not give the American government permission to lie to me. Hi, TLO. Hey, my guy TLO is watching on here tonight. So, guys, other than that, we're seeing states open up. We're seeing the president come out and like, I want to open the economy. But also now they're suing states who do not lift the coronavirus pandemic nationals. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're completely telling us that if we do not drop this, if your state does not drop, for the pandemic, then we're going to sue you. Really? I mean, it's just so stupid. And it's so not okay. I mean, I can't sit here and just explain how irritated I am with all of this. I can't explain how pissed off that I actually am right now. Because I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off to the fact. Oh, my neck's not sitting straight today. I'm so pissed off to the fact that I guess shit's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? Like, this is getting ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I know. My mouth ain't even fucking sitting right. I'm shutting my camera off. Oops. But it's the simple fact of the matter that I don't want to do this anymore. Guys, right. But why do we have to struggle? Is my thing. Why should we struggle? I don't get it. We shouldn't have to struggle. We shouldn't have to do this on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying, guys? We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to struggle at all. Because the fact that we're already in poverty, I'm not okay with this. Hey, Jack, you know, but the coronavirus, whether we like it or not, is here to stay. I mean, it's just how it is. It's just the fact that it's here to stay, like it always has been. It's here to stay, and it ain't going nowhere. Like, I don't get this. I mean, I don't understand it. You know, I don't understand the fact that why we're going to lie about, right, we are close to 51,000 cases. Some people are. Some people are. Not most. Some states have 1. Some states have 2. But it's not okay. Like, guys, I am so sick and tired of getting lied to. We are getting lied to every day. Oh, and PA, you guys are close to 50,000? Oh, God. You know, guys, it's just the fact of the matter that this is still even going on. You know, the fact that this is even going on anymore is ridiculous. Like, how much more are we going to put up with with the government? With who? With the CDC. You know, we're not getting accurate numbers. We're not getting, hey, Bonnie, we're not getting really anything anymore. Like, we've really never got true cases. We've never got a really true amount of cases. So this is really where I have to draw the line and go, like, when is enough enough? I mean, that's how we honestly have to look at it. That's where we honestly have to look at the fact going, like, when is enough, and when are we going to stand up together? You know? Because the fact is we're never really going to get true cases. We're really never going to get true numbers. We never will. From my understanding, if you die in a hospital from during the pandemic, yeah, Mr. Carter, they are. They are putting, you know, COVID as a possible cause of death, increasing the numbers. I'm not saying, hold on, I'm just going to show this. He said, from my understanding, if you die in a hospital during the pandemic, they're putting COVID as a possible cause of death, increasing the numbers. I'm not saying we haven't been heavily impacted here in the States, but I will say we will never know the number of COVID patients. Right, exactly what I'm saying. And if you guys want to call into the Night Talk, if you guys would like to, give me 1 minute to pull my Google Voice up. Okay, nope. Wrong one. Hold on, guys. If you guys want to call in to the Night Talk, please call 330-353-8527. Yet again, the number is 330-353-8527. You guys can call in and talk. Because here's the fact is, like my old staff member just said, we're really never gonna know. It's just that simple. It really is that simple. And it always will be. Because the fact of the matter, we're getting lied to. The fact of the matter is that the CDC, the WHO, and everybody else wants to lie to us. They want to lie to us. They want to tell us that, these numbers aren't real. This stuff is fake. That we can't do anything about it because the fact is we don't know the fucking numbers. How the fuck do you not know numbers? Being honest. How do you not know the true cases of numbers? Mr. Carter, if you would like to call in, call 330-353-8527. Anybody that wants to call into the Night Talk is more than welcome to at this point. You have to be 18 or older to call into the show because there is adult content. Like I said, guys, I'm kind of done getting lied to at this point. Because each article I read, Dwayne, what can we do to get people in control? Who can trust to tell us the truth? See, Bonnie, that's my main question right there. Is why and who that is in control can give us these numbers, but at the same time, who can we trust to tell us the truth? I mean, I don't know about you guys, but it seems like I really can't trust anybody to tell me the truth. I mean, and that's the sad reality behind it. Because nobody will tell us the truth. Nobody's ever going to tell us the truth. Sorry, guys, I'm making sure my Xbox stays on. But guys, I'm just so done with the fact that we're not getting the truth. We're not getting the truth. And that's the fucked up part about it. Is we will never, oh my God, hold on. Is that we will never get the truth. We will never be told what is going on. Right, Bonnie. That's the sad part. That's the sad part right now. Sorry, guys. My jaw's been hurting all day. My lips have been crooked. Ugh. Yeah, my lips are offset today. Ugh, I hate this. But it's the fact of the matter, guys, is that I'm not going to sit here and let people take control anymore. I can't. Because the matter of fact is we're going to get lied to every single time. I mean, if I could tell you guys that we're going to get the truth, we're going to get real numbers, I would be lying to you guys. I would be giving you false hope. I don't want to give you all false hope. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to give that to you guys. I want to give you guys actual hope that can be restored. And tell you guys it's going to be okay. I want to be able to tell you guys that we're going to get through this. I want to be able to tell you guys that you're loved. I want to be able to tell you guys that it's going to be okay. But the fact of the matter is I don't know if it's going to be okay. I don't know if we're going to make it through this. Ooh, I love what Bonnie said right here. We have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere. We may not get the numbers until we get some people in office who will be more interested in getting rich and serving and getting rich. And I think that's what will happen, Bonnie. I honestly think that's what will happen. Oh no, why is the original Red Pill Show up there? Oh no. What the heck? Oops, I had the original Red Pill. The original Red Pill Show with Tiny Tim. I love Tiny Tim. But guys, I can't. It's so hard to say what will happen. We do, Bonnie. We do start with prayer on how to begin somewhere. Because right now, the power of prayer is the only thing we really have. The power of prayer is all that we got. Right? Come on now, guys. And that's the truth. Give me 1 minute because I'm going to call Scarlett and see where the heck she's at and go like I'm losing my mind. If you guys want to call in the Night Talks, 330-353-8527. You gotta go 330-353-8527 is the phone number to call into the Night Talk with me. Guys, are you seeing this? Like, I got a dip. Like, right here. Instead of on this side. Like, this side of my lip is lower than this side. That's weird. That's scary. My face is turning weird. I bet she is out barbecuing again. Yeah, let me call Scarlett real quick, you guys. I am still here. Do not be afraid. Cornelio! I saw you, dang tonsils. Most people don't even have faces. She is not even answering me. How dare her? She's my co-host. She doesn't even answer my phone call. How rude. No, guys, but Lily, look. It's uneven. This is gonna annoy the hell out of me. Why? Why is this sunk down and one's up? Og. Yeah, this is gonna irritate me. Why is it doing this? I'm gonna have a stroke. Yeah, you guys didn't even tell. My right side of my lip is lower. Well, left side of my lip is lower than my right. Why? Why is my face doing this? Right. I do grind my teeth though. I don't know, guys. I'm just waiting for Scarlett to get on here because I'm losing ideas to talk. Somebody call in and save me. I'm losing my mind. I do smile. I smile every day. I literally smile every day. But I am going to take you guys with me because I'm going to join from my phone and go talk to my mom for a minute. So you guys are coming with me. You guys are going to come with me. That is a lot of feedback. That is what I'm getting from me. So here we go. I'm gonna go talk to my mom for a minute, let her know the right side of my mouth is feeling numb. But no, just to see my beautiful chat for a minute. I'm worried about my teeth too, still waiting my darn dentist to open. Here we go. Hey guys, I'm back. Okay. So let me run to my mom real quick. That's what I want to see. Fucking question I just asked. Question. Hey, when I smile, does one side of my lip seem lower than the other?
Oh,
Like up here?
you smile like that though.
Like,
No, why?
because it does on camera.
I don't. Dwayne, shut up.
I told y'all, she thinks I'm crazy. 16 states have COVID and meatpacking plants. Really? It's that much? Dude, yeah, I know the meat packers have been bad. It's still crooked. But guys, I know that it's including your state and Washington. Really? Is it getting that bad as the meat pack? I haven't really heard about the meat packing plants, guys. I really haven't paid attention to that because I know Tyson's is getting bad. I know Tyson's is getting really bad. Okay, that looks normal now. Okay, so it's literally just my computer. But no, guys, I'm tired of seeing us as a nation fall. And how are we going to move together if us as a nation cannot stand together? If we cannot congregate as one? You know, it's crazy. It literally is crazy. Like, guys, I can't tell you anymore how I honestly feel about this because it's hurting. It's hurting just to even think about the fact of there's so many people dying. Oh, Pam, I already know. She already told me. She told me she was coming on earlier, Pam. We were first to get the virus and deaths. Now we had the first Asian death hornet, and now we are having meat plants. Ain't that just a fucking coincidence? It honestly hurts. This is probably the fact of my wisdom teeth getting pulled. One of my nerves are fucking up in my mouth. I've had this issue before. It's like the whole right side of my face hurts so bad. Like, guys, I don't know. Like, I am not sure it is a coincidence. All right, guys. I am sorry. I am back. My phone decided to shut off in the middle of a broadcast. I mean, guys, this is just getting worse and worse as the day goes by. Drink some Gatorade. Like, guys, somebody call it. I'm begging you. Right, Jack? You make a good point. We will be out of quarantine here soon. But what's it gonna look like with being in quarantine? You know, what's it gonna what is it gonna look like with being outside of quarantine? I live in a liberal La La Land, and Seattle is a sanctuary city. Oof. Yeah, see, Seattle being a sanctuary city, that's got to be pretty hard. That's got to be really hard with Seattle being a sanctuary city. It's like I've never lived in a sanctuary city, but I know that it's going to get difficult, and I know it's going to get difficult quick. God, my mouth hurts. It is going to be chaos, bub. It's going to be chaos. The meat packing plants are getting it. Tyson's meat packing plant is getting it. So, like, how in the heck are we going to literally survive with this? How are we going to survive anymore when we might go back into quarantine just because people are stupid? Jack, your comments getting pinned, buddy. I love that. This is my fiance's little brother right here. This is Mackenzie's little brother.
Bonnie. To accept, press.
Bonnie!
Hi, how are you?
Good, you're saving me. Thank you.
Hey, I can't let you down.
You're
Anyway.
You're saving me.
Oh, you're doing a great job. It takes so long to get used to handling something like this on your own, especially during days.
Oh, dude, like
there's lots of material.
Right, and
There's
plus
lots of material.
Right, and plus my mouth is hurting so bad. Are you guys seeing the lopsided mouth?
I don't see it. But
Like,
I get left-sided trigeminal pain in my face when my MS acts up, and it really hurts bad.
Right, because it looks like on camera, like one side of my lip, the left side of my lip is sank down and my right one's up.
That could also be like swelling from allergies if you have allergies.
I don't know. I just know I'm congested today. It's probably the issue, but it's the fact of the matter is, too, I'm sitting here waiting for Scarlett. I know she burned her hand yesterday while grilling.
Oh, no.
So I'm waiting for her to get on. Jack said Jack said I can kind of see it, but you're fine, bud. Thanks, Jack. That helps. It's just annoying me because I've never seen this.
But you're talking fine, and you just look like regular Dwayne to me.
Yeah, because sitting here holding it. Hold on. It feels fine. I don't know. But, the fact of the matter is, too, my faith in government would improve the numbers of coronavirus and deaths we're considering. Constantly hearing a fake case is great.
Yeah. I think, Dwayne, it goes deeper than just the number of cases. I think the reason why it's bugging people so much and why they're so worried and stressed is because they haven't been trusting government to tell us the truth on a whole bunch of things. Just not the virus,
right.
Things long before, and our politicians just not voting for political reasons and the public being hurt by that. And all of that stuff happening first, so it's been building up. And yet,
right, it has.
People still, and people haven't had resolution of the first thing. They're still waiting for their government and for their Congress, to do some work. And I think the relief, the first thing that's going to happen is we see some of the bad actors in Congress not being reelected that have been there for years. And I think people are going to feel so much better when that happens.
Right. And you know what? That will too. Because that will cause a lot of it.
Well, yeah, it adds up. It builds up. It's like filling a bucket. You fill in, a little bit of crap here and there, and you carry it around, and then you find some more that you put in, and pretty soon you can't hold on to it anymore.
Right.
And that's what's happening. It's been a drip, 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 and now it's, so people are even more vulnerable with all the stress we've had for the past 3 years with Congress and everything. People are more vulnerable to catching viruses. We may not have had even as many people die from the virus if we've been getting back to normal 3 years ago. I really blame the Congress and the political games, for even people's bodies not being able to fight these virus and or, coming down with it. And I honestly think once we see some change there, people can start feeling better. People will start healing.
Right.
See things moving along again, and we have hope. And that's just the way I look at it.
Right. Once surgeries and everything start getting back into play, we'll be a lot better off than what we are now. We'll be completely better, right now than what we will be in than what we were 3 years ago. Because you're right, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Our community started recovering 3 years ago. 3-4 years ago.
Yep.
And now we're back at a point where we're getting destroyed all over again.
Yep. So really asking now that we want the numbers now of the CV and the death counts and the truth, I think if we got them from Congress, we wouldn't believe that, right?
Right.
So if that's the case, before we can even have faith in any numbers that we get, we need some change in Congress, and people need to quit being apathetic about voting or voting because you belong to a particular party.
Right.
Vote, by the person that has shown, values, and they demonstrated, doing what, is good and thoughtful and with integrity. And so many people put party before maybe finding the best person, and that has got to change.
Right. And you know what, Bonnie? And I agree with you 100%. Because the fact of the matter is we're really losing people. We're really losing governors. We're really losing people in the Senate, where a lot of rules are made.
Right. And our Senate, they're in for longer terms. Our congressmen are, shorter terms, for a couple years. And Congress is the one that's been really playing stupid political games, and maybe it's because, there's more of them in each state. You have 2 senators in each state, so they serve longer terms.
Right.
But you have a representative for each, district area, because your state's divided up in districts by population, and then you get a congressional representative that you get to vote for. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So, but you definitely need to make sure you have senators in there that are thoughtful and that vote and try to get things moving. However, a lot of stuff can't get moving unless your leadership in Congress and those who are the majority in Congress start voting and getting things moving.
Right, and I agree with that. I 100% I honestly 100% agree with you. Because the fact of the matter is that we really aren't doing anything as a country to try to stand up and take care of this.
Yep. Well, I think one thing that people need to start doing is to make a commitment that when someone is, doing a crappy job in your area, get your tennis shoes on and start knocking on doors and saying, did you know, that the current person that's in there just refused, to do any kind of vote. So, people didn't get their money, or we're losing all these small businesses. And most people would say, gosh, I didn't know that. I just vote for whoever my union tells me to.
Right.
You know, so people need to get out there.
Right. No, I'm not. Charlotte just texted me. She said she's coming back.
Oh, good, good.
Why did 40 plus?
She really livens stuff up, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. She's eating something. What is she eating? I know what she's eating. Snacks.
Leftover barbecue.
Snackies.
I'm hungry now. I shouldn't be. I walked Sherman 2 miles today. Just want everybody to know. And that's the longest walk I've taken since, oh gosh, when my MS got really bad back in 2006. So
Oh,
this
Bonnie.
was a great day of achievement for me, I'll have you know. And Sherman did great. And so his training has gone well. And we stopped at a long-time restaurant in town that's been around for years and years and years. Because you can do call in and take out. You can't go in, obviously.
Right.
Well, they saw me and Sherman standing out there. They brought him a doggy bone, and I ordered myself a breakfast sandwich, and I ate it, even though there was gluten in it, because I generally don't eat grain and gluten. And you know what? I feel great. So
That's
that was
good.
a great day. Something as simple as that. You know?
That's really good. God, it's getting hard to talk.
Don't focus on it. Do you have anything warm to drink or cool to drink? Maybe some ice water?
I've been drinking cold Gatorade for the past 20 minutes. Scarlett's here.
Hi, Scarlett.
Scarlett, I found something.
Hello.
Dude, something's wrong with my face.
What like
Dude,
every day?
Look. This side is sunken down more than the right side.
You need to go to a dentist then and find out if you have like some bone density issues or something.
Dude, I've never had this happen before. Like, you're seeing what I'm saying though, aren't you?
This brownie is too good not to eat. And I never eat on air. You guys know that, but this is good.
What is Scarlett eating?
She's eating a brownie. Bonnie, I'm going to call you on the computer real quick. Hold on.
It's so good, Bonnie.
Oh, no, you don't have to. I can hang up and let Scarlett.
Nope. I'm just going to call you on the computer so she can hear you better.
I can hear her just fine.
Oh, you can?
Good. Oh, yeah. The connection is just fine.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing. It's like the best thing that I've had. And I have a few articles to talk about as well that I found important. But it's salted caramel and chocolate.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That sounds good.
And like I said, I don't eat on air. I'm not one of those people, but today is the day.
Dude, I was wondering when you texted me,
I'm
what the
enjoying my best life.
I hope she enjoys every bite.
Right?
Thank you. I do.
How's your hand doing, Charlotte?
It's doing all right. It's okay. This brownie's making it better, so.
Jack went eats a brownie and gives dental advice. I love it.
Yeah.
dude. But
Yeah.
no, like
I'm a conscious person about life. I think about things. I was just talking, actually, speaking about dental and dental advice, I was just talking to Red because they had to go in today for some emergency work for David. So,
is he okay?
but they found out that his teeth are in better condition than they thought. So that's good.
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of worried about like this because my
And
smile
then
is
we
all
found
messed
out,
up.
then he had to have like a small pulpotomy, but not a full root canal, but a small root canal. So that was good. But now only one tooth is really affected, but they think there could maybe be some bone loss in the jaw. So they want to check that out. So actually, that's really funny that dental advice was brought up.
No, it's just like I was sitting here on air and I smiled and I saw one side dip down. I went like, oh fuck.
There's nothing you can
Like,
really do about it. Like
but
they're
my
not.
mom
I don't think orthodontics are really being done right now. So there's not much we can really do about that. Now let me see if I can pull up some of these articles. I've never done this.
You can't. It's gonna kick you right out of StreamYards.
Is it? What?
Yep.
Frustration. Will it? Are you sure?
It keeps doing it to me every time I left. Like I went to
Oh,
go pull up an article to go read.
Nope, I'm here. Nope. Mm-mm.
You know
Welcome
what?
to the big time.
Do you know what? Fuck you and your phone then, okay?
It's cheap. It's just a cheap phone. I have like the cheapest phone there ever was. This was a gift.
And I
So
have
don't
the
have
most
to tell you
expensive
people.
phone you can ever get, and it don't work.
Okay, so excuse my snack break. I have crumbs on my. Do I have crumbs on my face? I don't even care. Okay,
Hey, check your
this
camera off so we can't
we're
see
in
the crumbs.
quarantine, week whatever, and now Scarlett doesn't care. Okay, so with that being said, it's
Scarlet
true.
Fox went from 10 to 0.
Right. Yep. It's just, yep, we're done. We're at that point. Okay, so
Scarlet.
Uh-oh.
Toto's gonna kick her ass StreamYard. You don't want to listen.
Hey, Dwayne, I was just looking at the chat, and Tony asked, why did 40-plus Republican Congress retire before the last election? Blackmailed?
Blackmail to hand over the
That's
house?
interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I lost Scarlet.
no, you didn't. I'm back, but it just freezes it because I'm smarter than how this thing thinks it is. But, which means I'm going to have to go and pull these up individually. But, okay, anyway, point being, that is interesting. Why did all the CEOs quit right before coronavirus became a big deal?
Right.
That's the second question
Why did-
people should ask. Let's really think about this. Did they know about what was going on? Because Fauci has been involved with the NIH.
Hey,
as
Scarlet,
well as
hon,
the-
you're breaking up really bad.
Okay. There's nothing I can do about that. It's
Get on your
connection.
computer.
That's better now.
Yeah. So just don't jinx it. I'm gonna turn on this.
Turn on your Wi-Fi. Turn on the Wi-Fi.
But she made a good point.
There we
You
go.
know, we had all those CEOs.
It reset. So we should be good now. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. So Dwayne froze, but I didn't. Okay, there we go.
I didn't freeze. I just sat still.
Yeah, no, it totally freezed me out for a second because I just reset my connection and went to a different Wi-Fi setting. So I thought maybe that would give me a stronger connection. But let's think about the NIH, right? And let's think about their connections to the Wuhan Lab of Virology. Okay, and then let's think about Fauci, who's been, in connection with that for a while. Then, so senators would have had to have known because he runs the National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Disease, Okay, so Congress people would have known. Obama, me and Red had reported that Obama 5 years previous had said that there would be an epidemic. So did a lot of these Congress people know? Did these heads of companies know? I feel like they did. I feel like it was insider trading to some degree. You know what I mean? That's not like what the legal term for this would be. But it was something
Right.
like that, where they all kind of knew and leveraged their decisions and then tailed it out of Dodge. And so he's right. James in chat is absolutely right. Like, what was that move? And I feel like that was a move for power and leverage because they knew things were going to happen. Because there was like 40 CEOs even who left their companies, including Bill Gates.
Yeah, Bill Gates
And now,
left his.
did you guys see today? Hold on, Dwayne. You wanted me here and you said you were struggling. Don't act like you want to cut in now, okay? I will call you out for that. If you can handle it, you can handle it. But then don't call me in and then try to cut me off. Did you guys see today that Cuomo said that they'd be using the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to set up education in New York? Yeah.
Yeah.
In his press conference.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel some sort of way about that. He quits his company in January and then now is running with like government entities on schools in the United States. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Wow.
He's already infiltrating in so many other ways, but like now he's trying to take over our kids, man. Like, if people don't realize this is a takeover pretty soon, it's going to be bad. Yeah, they made it blamed on someone else and gave it to bats and Chinese people.
Well-
Absolutely. And that was a few of the articles that I wanted to bring up, was the simple fact that they're saying now that, you know, Trump and
Right.
why can't I think of his name? Pompeo.
But the funny thing
Are
is,
saying
this
that
is
they
gonna-
believe the narrative. Hold on, that they believe the narrative that the Wuhan lab of virology was involved. Now, you guys all know here on the Freedom Revolution Network that Scarlett has been saying since January that the Wuhan lab of virology institute was the culprit. Okay, when I found the documentation that they were manipulating spike proteins in December of 2019 to try to create new coronavirus vaccines, that concerned me. And I brought that to everybody, and I keep bringing that up because I feel that's a hinge point, that the documentation was there. It did exist. And now people are trying to act like that didn't happen. But it was only 8 miles away. And then if people don't remember about the debacle with Google, how they actually changed where the Wuhan lab of virology was and tried to change where it was on the map and then acted like it was 16 miles away all of a sudden, there was a reason why they wanted people deceived to believe that it wasn't where they thought they was and it wasn't what they thought they was, so they could have plausible deniability. And that's what we're going through right now. Easy, plausible deniability. Oh, nope, we didn't know anything about that. Oh, nope, I don't know about nothing. That's all they act like now. We know nothing about nothing. But yet Trump and now everybody else is starting to see the trail of lies that we all saw from day one with WHO and China and all these governments of the world that were just acting sketchy, that we could not get information from. All of that was concerning. Did you kick me out? Dwayne. Oh, maybe I'm just still live? I don't know. It says I'm still here, so I guess I just have to stay until Dwayne comes back. I don't know, but it's very interesting.
Bro, you go on a rant and it kicks me out.
Yeah. How you like that? I thought it kicked me out, so I was like, did Dwayne kick
You
me
start
out?
going on a fucking rant. You got me kicked out of my own show. Nice going, Scarlett.
Sorry.
But here's the thing though. This comment down here is coming from a 15-year-old kid, which happens to be my hopefully one day my brother-in-law.
Oh well, good for him. Like he's
This is Shout out to Jack Dorian Work because this is Mackenzie's little brother.
Oh, good for him. At least that gives me hope for the younger generation. Do you have friends who think like this? Please teach them all the things. Because, I mean, I would hope that there's more of you out there because we as adults, we're a small group of people who believe like this, and we got to keep that alive for a while, or else we're going to lose all our rights that are already being taken away from us. You know, today, my niece just had to have a social distancing drive-by parade, of which it was cute. And that's why I wasn't here in the beginning of the show because I was watching it on live. So sorry.
Aww.
So it was really cute.
Fun.
You're making me feel like shit now.
Sorry. Things were happening. And I just had saw my sister go live and I was like, oh, and she started crying and my sister was crying. And even a dump truck passed by and honked their horn. And it was really cute. It was so, yeah, they had the block like backed up. It was really cute. So I'm glad that, you know, they got their day made. And
you know what? And it's a good fact. It's a really good fact that these kids can still, it's showing these kids hope.
Yep, resiliency. You know, learning how to do things in adverse situations is important.
You know, like here soon, like I can't believe I bribed my sister and them to do this, but here in June 19th, I'm gonna go meet the other side of my family. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go meet the other side of my soon-to-be family, and I talked to my sister and given her $80 for a 4.5-hour drive for a 5-hour drive.
It's fair. Well, gas is cheap now too. Yeah.
It's 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours.
Oh, I drive farther than that to even go to our lake place and cabin, so that's nothing.
Back. But no, sorry that I keep looking away from my camera. Dwayne decided to do some impulse buying today.
Get off your Xbox, Dwayne. Are you trying get off your Xbox?
I gotta keep it on because it's downloading a game. But hold on, I'm gonna join the stream and yeah, you gotta download.
No, not downloading anything. But what I do want to talk about, okay, also did people see that today that there was a coronavirus researcher that was on the verge of significant findings before he was killed in a murder-suicide here in the United States? Anybody hear about that?
No, we didn't. I forgot I can't flip it around. But no, I'll just show you guys. Dwayne did something stupid.
Yeah, Dwayne got an Xbox. Of which
Dwayne went and got himself a new Xbox.
Is that Xbox going to feed you? Is that Xbox going to grow your food? Is that Xbox going to make sure that you're safe? Is that Xbox?
I did not spend $200.
Just letting you know, man. Like,
yeah,
I just feel like at this point, all of my purchases are strategic.
Bro, but the thing is, though, like, I'm trying to prepare myself, too, for an 18-month lockdown.
You need to prepare yourself to survive. Do you know that they're, like, limiting meat purchases at all stores around the country right now?
That
like,
thing
do you realize
over there.
That there's not going to be, like, food?
Okay,
like,
I love my mother.
I'm just letting you know.
If I am stuck in a house with my mother for 18 months, one of us will die.
No, you just learn how to deal and become an adult. It's called growing up. Do you want to survive and thrive, or do you want to perish? It's a serious question. Have fun.
Love, if I've ever heard it, Starlet.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I do. I love Dwayne, and he doesn't get it. That I really do love him.
Y'all are making me hate the decision that I did. Well,
no, I'm just trying to get you. I just want you to make decisions that also include things to help you survive. Okay, that's all. So like the next thing I want you to purchase is something to help you survive. Okay, then you can buy frivolous things too. No one's saying you can't do that during this time. But what I also want you to do is also become prepared so that you can survive.
I'm just showing Jack's comments.
Yeah,
I
eat
like
a cow. You need to get a cow though.
this
Do you
one
know
right
where
here.
to get cows? Do you know how to slaughter a cow? Do you know how
Yes,
to
I
do all
do.
these things? Like, do you? I'm asking you. That's great
Slaughter
for
a
him,
cow.
but that doesn't help you.
I will not. But I'm gonna go back to this comment for a minute because I love this kid's mentality. I've talked to him like days before. He went like, "Well, it was staged by the men in black. Don't let them give you an eye exam."
Yeah. Like, you're
I
gonna get
love this
snatched up. Do you want to end up in a FEMA camp food line though? Like, I just want you to know that. You just gotta really think about your choices right now. Because if collapse occurs and you're not prepared, it's going to be highly a bad thing for you.
Yeah, I know.
So you got to start really thinking
And
about those things.
if you want to be, yeah, and if you want to be prepared, and hey, you're planning on getting married before long, you're going to have a family, and you got to start thinking first about
Whoa.
protecting.
I'm getting married yet. Not
Well,
even engaged.
You how many times have you called her your yeah, don't start. Don't no, Dwayne. Be real. No. Absolutely not. Deal deal with your
Hold on a minute.
consequences.
No,
The kid
stop.
can
Hold
go
on.
back and watch all the videos, Dwayne. Like, get over your life. Like, seriously, like, what do you think you're doing? Like, you're not slick. Like, this
There's
isn't
a
this is a show. Like, this is our
I
life. We don't do that
understand
here.
this is I
We don't do
know,
that
I
here.
understand this is
No, we don't do that. Mm-mm. So anyway, point being, you need to start getting your life together to survive and thrive, and you need to start thinking about what that's going to look like because food is drying up now. And,
I'm
okay,
getting tons of
Evie's
support.
right. Evie is okay, but Evie's right, and they do entertain the whole family. Okay, yes, Evie is a gamer and she plays, and so I know she plays with her kids actually, and she's got teenage kids. So yes, okay. Like, no, I'm not gonna entertain this. Please don't. Not. No. Because I'm talking about something very serious. Like, it's not a game. This is like literal survival. And you might not be prepared. Because I know personally you're not prepared. If something happens tomorrow where the grocery store closes, you are not prepared to have food to eat or to live. Like that, and that people need to really start thinking about this. I can't tell you how many articles I have shared today that were literal meat restrictions. Are they doing that out in your area, Bonnie, at all yet with the meat? Like stopping people from making purchases like
Scarlett, and go ahead.
No, I didn't say anything. You go ahead. I don't know if you got some feedback or something, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. They are doing it, and they have limitations on the meat. Plus, Washington is one of the 16 states where they have COVID in their meat packing plants.
Right.
So,
Ours do
the
too.
first to get it. So, yes, that's a problem here.
It is. And because, I mean, I saw King Supers, so out where like Mel and Tim are. I saw, what were the other? Oh, Hy-Vee, which is a local chain to me that we've talked about here on the show before. Wendy's is having issues with meat supplies. The other day we tried to order Pizza Hut for the kids. They didn't have no ingredients to make pizza.
Bro, the Wendy's up the street from me is completely out of meat.
What?
Like hamburger patties.
Like, see what I mean? Like, this is starting to become a very serious concern for people. I want people, and that's why I tried to tell people months ago to please, please, please put things away, because it was going to get seriously important to do so. Yeah, Evie does have chickens in the garden, and it is about balance, though. See, that's what I mean. So that's what I meant. Like, you know, you can buy fun things that entertain you, but also buy things that can sustain you, right? Like, that's what's the most important part. Like, if you buy a game, then the next thing you should buy is something to make sure you can, you know, even if it's just camping food. You know, a lot of that stuff hasn't been touched at, you know, stores and Walmart and places that you can still get a hold of it. So I highly
stores
recommend.
have packs of
Yeah.
beans and rice. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially
You know,
rice.
you know what? Jack's
Dollar
right.
store.
Jack's right. We will lose our culture.
We will if we don't try to be the stewards of and keep it. He's absolutely right. We will lose our culture because they're already, think about how people already act now. Okay? And the way people already act now, it concerned me that what this was going to happen because it only takes 21 days to change habits. And we've been in this lockdown longer than 21 days. And so with that being said, that's only going to keep compounding on things as things keep changing, things keep rapidly developing. They're already
Right.
saying that, you know, it's mutating to be more contagious now. They're also saying just a bunch of different things, like now kids, and they're coming out with things daily to where they're changing how we think, how we act, how we react, how we go places, how we do things, how we purchase, how everything. You know, South Carolina wants to reopen restaurants, but they're putting tables outside of the restaurants, like in the parking lot. Like, how is that sanitary or safe or better in any way, shape, or form?
It's not. Hey, Scarlett, I will be right back, hon.
Okay. So I'm just concerned. I really don't want people to lose that part of what makes America and the world special, because everywhere is dealing with this lockdown. We're not the only ones, unfortunately. You know, we'd like to always complain first
Yep.
world problems, but in this case, it is worldwide.
Well, I think about the only people not giving up things or having their life change that much are your billionaires, all of them that bugged out, and CEOs that quit. And I think they're all sitting pretty, you know, just like they knew it was going to happen.
Yep. They, like I said, it's kind of that insider trading element where they already kind of knew that it was going to occur and going to happen, and then they just kind of let that evolve. And they didn't tell anybody otherwise. They didn't tell us to get prepared, you know, John Q. Public Citizen, but they let themselves get themselves in a good place, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, they first were telling people, you know, the general public, don't wear masks. Don't wear masks. You're not going to have to worry about it. Just save them for the medical professionals. And, of course, now they're saying, wear masks. And how do you get them? You know, I've got one, but, you know, you just can't trust what's coming out. You just have to use your own common sense.
And it's true. I mean, the common sense thing is hard because, yeah, how many months did they tell us, no, don't wear masks, don't buy any masks, don't get any, don't do it, it's a bad idea. And now they're being mandated everywhere.
Yep.
You know, becoming a part of, you know, the fabric, when studies that exist state that they're only 5% effective. So that's about as effective as a flu shot, which is worthless. And so why are we subjecting ourselves to these draconian rules? I just don't know why anybody thinks this is a good idea at this point. Like, oh, I thought in the beginning to purchase masks and have masks if you need to use them, or if it became, the extreme contagious, like, much like scenes like we saw out of Wuhan and other places, right? But the way that they implemented the masks and treated us from the beginning, it almost, at this point, I see why it's a sense of rebellion. Because in the beginning, they weren't just like, coming out and saying, if you feel comfortable wearing a mask, or you should wear a mask or get masks, because they knew that they had a shortage for the healthcare professionals that were around. And so they had to tell us not to purchase any so they could go along with their business. Then they allowed that to happen.
Right.
And so that's why they prevented us, the public, from getting them. They should have just told us from day one, make cloth masks, wear them, use your masks appropriately, use them in high traffic areas, exercising not applied, simple task, not outside of your home, going to your mailbox, okay? But just, high traffic areas of which that there could be transmission with people that you aren't sure if you're concerned about, their status with COVID-19. I feel like that's how they should have went about it, but they didn't. They did not want to, for whatever reason, go about it like that. And I don't know why. I just don't understand what the hesitation was.
Well, I think what's also sad is that the majority of the public waited for someone to tell them what was the safe thing to do when they all had the brains to know that, well, you know what, they're not telling me, I'm going to take care of myself and my family.
Right.
And
Yeah. They didn't want us to have our own decisions. They didn't want us to have our own connections. They did not want us to have that sense of, I guess, control.
Right. It's like this. It's the fact is that, it's the fact. Oh, sorry. I had to go downstairs to smoke a cigarette real quick because I can't smoke up here. Losing my train of thought again. Bug. I lost my train of thought.
I think one thing, that hopefully the public has learned now to be more self-reliant instead of on government when there's a disaster or something. You just hope. I think the young children and the really young people have probably learned that more.
Right.
And hopefully they've taken that in, that generation.
The U.S.
So good things can come out of this.
Yeah, my friend just said the U.S. also had a damn playbook that was made for proper protocols that were to be taking, including making sure our economy doesn't stop. Well, that was tossed aside from being used. Right. Because our economy is just slowly, steadily crashing.
Oh, Dwayne, I think the economy already has. I mean, we're just kind of operating. And, of course, if there isn't needed things to buy, people aren't going to notice as much because they're not going to be spending as much money. Everything, even economically, has slowed down. We're in bad straits, with the way the Fed and everything is. I think this shutdown is basically destroying our economy.
Right.
Just my opinion.
No, and you know what? And I agree with what everyone's saying because I'm just going back to the comments since I've been gone. Sorry, I can't smoke up here, Scarlett, so that's why I kind of dipped out for a minute. So I can kind of go smoke a cigarette and get my nerves calm down just a tiny bit. Because this honestly racks the hell out of you. You know what I mean? Like, Scarlett, whoever thought 4 years ago when I met you, that we would have this issue? You know what I mean? Oh, Scarlett muted herself. Where'd she go?
Give me a second. Give me like 2 minutes. My kids are just. Give me 2 minutes.
No, you're fine. So the fact is, and Bonnie, I'm gonna have to call you on my computer here for a minute, because my phone's steadily, slowly dying.
Yeah, I think mine's probably not going to last that much longer either. But
Oh, here's an update on David that Red just posted.
oh, good.
He woke up in a lot of pain this morning. We got him in for an emergency consult, and he has to have a pulpotomy or a kid's root canal, basically. However, all the other teeth show great improvement, are still viable and good teeth. So far, he's doing okay, just trying to relax and be tough. His face is numb, and he's not feeling too much anymore. But we don't know how it goes from here yet. Got to see how he's feeling in such a bit later. Asking for donations and everything still.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guys, if you want to donate to David, because they're still kind of needing help, because all these other medical issues are just are just kind of to start popping up. If you guys want to donate, go to freedomrevolutionnetwork.com and click that donate tab, and I'm going to pop the banner up here real quick. Consider donating, become a friend of a revolution. Go to freedomrevolutionnetwork.com/donate. Guys, it will be helpful. And also we have what we call a coronavirus dollar bomb. The dollar bomb is really going to be helpful.
Yeah, just a little helps. Every dollar helps. Every dollar is better than no dollar. So
right, and guys, I am going to throw this ticker up here because I am feeling one. Scarlett's already know what I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up the ticker. I have seizures. So if you guys see me seize on air, do not be alarmed. Scarlett knows I have them. Everybody here in the network knows that I have seizures. So if you guys see me seize, do not be alarmed. I will appear drunk and out of my God-flipping mind. But it normally takes me a couple minutes to come back into it, but I'll come back quick. I'm just starting to kind of feel the signs of a seizure. So that's why I kind of said something real quick and put that up.
Yeah, you get an aura. I worked with people with seizures because I was a brain injury specialist and in the counseling program that I did, and I specialized almost 17 years along with geriatrics. So I've seen about every kind of seizure there is. So I am like the calmest person in the world when it's happening.
That's how I am too. I try not to I just let it play out as if it's happening, and
Yep, and this is why I'm losing my train of thought and everything, because I'm having an in-body seizure right now. I can kind of feel it, and I'm just kind of watching, my body and everything, just like relaxing and, sitting up in case I do go back. You guys, I'm in a chair. I'm not going to fall out of it. Hopefully not. But, the fact is, so the fact is, is like, the coronavirus, it's literally just destroying us as a whole.
Isn't this interesting? So the Wall Street Journal had an article today, right?
Right.
And I'll show you guys what it is. Isn't that interesting? Some companies began preparing for downturn before the pandemic. Now, that's exactly what we were just talking about. MSCI, Aflac, and others extended debt maturities but brought down borrowing costs in the anticipation of a slowdown in 2020. Now, why would you do that?
Right.
Oh, boy.
Finance chiefs were preparing for a downturn
long before the coronavirus roiled the global economy. However, few expected it to be as swift or severe. Many resorted to a tested playbook that includes tapping additional liquidity, extending debt maturities, and identifying areas for potential cost cutting. And after 11 years, we are expecting a slowdown or a recession, says Max Brodin, chief financial officer of Aflac Incorporated, an insurance company. Last fall, Columbus, Georgia-based Aflac issued new debt and retired higher interest bonds that were set to mature in 2022. We took a number of steps to prepare the company for weaknesses, even though we certainly did not see this global pandemic coming. Aflac developed a toolkit which included stress testing parts of the business to decide how much debt to raise. When Mr. Brodin said in March, the company sold about 540 million in yen nominated debt, followed by 1 billion bond sale in the U.S. More than 70% of the company's business is generated in Japan. Aflac won't need to access capital markets further, according to Mr. Brodin. Around 50% of CFOs at U.S. companies last year said they expected a recession at some point in 2020, according to the Duke CFO Global Business Outlook, a quarterly survey conducted by Duke University. CFOs' expectations were a moving target. Each quarter, respondents pushed out when they thought a recession would begin, from the second quarter of 2020 to the fourth quarter. CFOs reacted to the weakening outlook by cutting costs, stockpiling cash, scaling back, and delaying investments. So there it is. They knew that this was coming.
You know, I think this global pandemic essentially is congruent or equal to a global world financial reset. I think the virus was the kickoff.
Yep.
To trigger.
I think so too. I agree. To the new world order and the new global financial order. They're talking about digital dollars. They're talking about the two $1 trillion coins they're selling back to the Fed. Stress testing, selling off maturities. I have a big issue with that. That doesn't seem like what people would do, during something like that. There would have been no reason to. Business was good.
Well, that would explain why all the CEOs and half of Congress quit. They took the money and ran and set it up in other ways, probably property investments and real estate and gold and stuff like that. It really wouldn't surprise me.
Exactly. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne.
Simple partial. Yeah. Hi, Dwayne.
I'm here.
Hi. You're all right, bud? Oh, we know
Don't
that.
rush.
No, we don't. We usually don't. We'll give them a second to kind of come back into it. But I agree that it's some type of global reset. There's no other good explanation for it. Especially, like I said, now seeing that they basically knew that it was coming.
All right.
Yes.
You good?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay. All right. So I heard somewhat of Scarlett reading the article that the Wall Street Journal posted.
Did you hear some of the articles? So basically, like what we were talking about, like before that, your seizure, about how like we thought that they were planning it and how like all the CEOs had quit. There's an article in the Wall Street Journal that basically said companies began preparing for downturn before pandemic. So they knew.
Right, and that's crazy, you know. And I'm still gonna be foggy for a minute, so don't mind my speech. I am okay.
No.
The fact that CEOs and everything quit before the fact of the pandemic and the coronavirus and everything else that doesn't make sense. The fact that they knew before the American public, you know, as we the people didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They didn't know what was gonna happen. How the fuck do higher ups like that fucking know? But then the fact that we know that we don't know until we go under a statewide fucking lockdown.
Because they don't want us peons to know. We're the little people. Little people aren't supposed to know anything.
You just watch the money, Dwayne, in Wall Street, and watch who's trading, watch who's invested, and, you know, if they quit corporations, that's a pretty good sign. Something big is going to happen related with the economy.
Right. You know, and God, fucking damn it.
It's crazy. You know, they're talking about American universities, you know, are coming up with surveillance systems. You know, every state has basically got a snitch line.
Right.
It's terrible.
Right. No, the fact too is that all this is happening, and then you're seeing Ohio come off a lockdown. You're seeing South Carolina come off a lockdown. You're seeing Florida starting to slowly come off a lockdown. You're seeing California and all these other states coming off a lockdown, but numbers are still rising.
Washington isn't, you know, Washington said, well, we're kind of, but it really isn't any different. We're going on until June 1st.
Right, like Ohio doesn't get completely off. What DeWine did is when all these businesses are opening, he's keeping people in, okay? Now, I find this smart. Scarlett, you can agree to disagree with me on this one because we have our moments where we do this. You know, we come off the 29th at 11:59. While businesses are opening, we have to stay home. Now, mind you, Scarlett has no reason to yell at me and tell me to keep my ass home anymore.
Should have
been because I work.
Yeah, but you were out like kicking it and hanging out with friends and partying and things. Like it wasn't for like a legitimate purpose or anything beneficial.
We don't do that no more.
Well, yeah, you don't, but
because I have nobody to hang out with. The two people I hung out with, I decided to get the fuck out and say, get out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was forced isolation, but still.
You know, but now it's like, you know, we're seeing this shit. You know, like I was in Walmart the other day, dude, and if this causes anyone to be triggered by this word, I'm going to say Walmart got fucking raped bad. Like horrible.
In what way? What do you mean?
Like everything was gone.
Okay.
I went in to get food for dinner for me and my mom. Because my sister moved out on Friday. I had to go get an HDMI cord and stuff for the TV for our system to work to watch movies and stuff throughout the night. I go to get pizza rolls and stuff. Pizza's gone. Potatoes are gone. Milk's almost gone. Milk's the only thing that was stocked up. You know, chips were going out of the wazoo. Fucking vegetables. The only thing you could really get was TV dinners because they're still stocked to high fucking hell. And fish. It seemed like nobody wanted to take the fish sticks. And I can't blame them. Who wants to eat fish sticks the whole damn time?
I love fish sticks.
Oh, dude, I love fish sticks, dude.
Right, I was just about to say fish sticks are good.
Dude, I eat fish sticks, and everyone calls me weird with it because I use ketchup because I can't do tartar sauce and stuff. It
I love
fucks with
tartar sauce.
well, it fucks with my
I
stomach
love
also.
pickles. I love pickles, but I don't like mayonnaise. But I do like tartar sauce, so I
Dude,
do like it.
so like I'd get like a 60 bag of fish sticks with ketchup on there. You know, and just went like, hey, you know, that was dinner for the night. Or like
They're good dipped in sweet and sour sauce too.
yes, Pam, I am okay. I forgot Pam has so much of a major lag behind us.
Ooh, I didn't even think about sweet and sour sauce. That sounds tasty.
Sweet and sour sauce with fish sticks is really good. I've done it.
Yeah, make it kind of like Chinese.
Right, and the one thing I'm going to try to do here is get some ingredients to do like start making my own Chinese food here in the house since I'm a Chinese fanatic. I'm probably not going to go back to a Chinese restaurant after this. Just saying.
Why? You know, if you knew it's by the Wuhan Lab of Virology, why? That makes no
Because
sense. That's ignorant and racist.
no, I'm not being racist because the fact that I only go to Japanese places anymore because the last time I went to a Chinese restaurant, their chicken was severely undercooked and it bled on my plate.
Okay, but that's not every restaurant that ever existed. Like
There's certain Chinese places I'll go here. I just won't go to all of them like I used to.
Because they're so aware and mindful now that everybody thinks that all Chinese people carry the virus. They're probably cleaner.
Oh no,
They're
I
probably doing a
don't.
much
I
more
don't think
careful
that.
job.
I don't think that for a minute. It's just the reason I won't go into one is because I'm not going to sit there and deal with the shit that people are going to say. Because Scarlett knows me. If I start hearing, well, here's the thing. I'm really defensive of people, especially from people that are like Chinese, Japanese, because they get a lot of criticism already. Watch and wait what happens when Chinese buffets start opening back up. People are going to get racist, and I'll knock a motherfucker's teeth down their throat.
They said buffets probably won't come back.
That's going to piss me off because I love Cece so much. Scarlett's jealous of me.
Yep, unfortunately, yeah, they're talking about no buffets because of the interaction and sharing of food.
Scarlett's jealous of me because I have a Cece's in my state.
Their salad is really good. That house-made salad dressing.
Dude, that house-made salad is good, you know, and this is just lightening up the mood for a minute. You know, it's like their Chinese salad is their homemade salad is good. Fuck, my speech is damn. Me and Scarlett love. We were talking about this. It's the couple things we have in common with Cece's is their buffalo chicken pizza and their barbecue pizza is on point. I want to try this place that Scarlett fucking keeps talking about that she has down there. And it's a good fucking pizza place, but I don't remember the fucking name of it. Scarlett, what's that pizza place you're telling me I got to try?
There's lots of good pizza here. I don't remember which one I told you to try.
It was the one that you said that's not that too far away from your house.
Was it the one with like the taco pizza?
Yes.
Oh, that's Chanticleer. That's really good pizza.
Do you know, because in
really
July I'm taking a road trip to go see Miss
Like,
Scarlett.
if you've never had like Midwest pizza, like I highly recommend. Like, there's always like a mountain of cheese. Like they probably put a pound of cheese on every pizza at least. Yeah.
Dude, like the one thing I'm gonna miss.
People will complain here if you skimp on cheese.
You know, like the one thing I'm gonna miss about the economy, you know, is being able to go out and do stuff. But the good thing is drive-through theaters are opening up. Lynn's Drive-In is opening up for us this summer.
Cool.
You know, so we can go sit in our car and go watch a movie.
A
There's still
local
seats.
restaurant opened a drive-in that's going to be showing movies, and you can order like hot dog packs and popcorn and stuff. So we'll be doing that. And then we do have a drive-in theater here called Valley High that when Red came up here, we went to. I brought her into a drive-in movie because she said she hadn't been to one in years. And then there's a few other places opening.
Love you, Jack, but I'll call you later, buddy, and I'll talk to you. Okay, I'll talk to you later. But no, like they're saying, like they're gonna space cars at 12 feet apart, and they have the room to do this too, to still pack cars in there. Like we can still get out of our car, lay in the grass, do us. Have room to throw the football because there's a lot of us young kids that go down there with a truck full of people and lay in the grass and throw the football and everything before the movie. They're saying that that's still possible for us. That they'll still let the normal crowd in because most people stay 6 feet away from each other there anyways. Like people lay in the back of their beds or they lay in the cars and watch the movie, So it's the matter of the fact, is I'm just going to miss the football. I'm going to miss the sports, because I grew up on sports. My dad was the biggest Miami Dolphins fan there ever was.
Yeah.
Ooh, when I was 5, I liked Dan Marino. But
Dan
other
Marino.
than that, yeah, Dan Marino was like my favorite football player when I was 5. But sports are gladiator events, like Red and I have said for many years. We don't subscribe into them. They're really just a distraction. If people want to play their own sports, what's stopping you? People need to stop letting these limitations of government take over their whole lives.
Bro, like I scheduled a football game for June when Kenzie is here. She doesn't know this yet. She's going to go on a day with me and watch me play football. I got 30, 40 people that's going to play. Because the fact is, I'm not going to let the police tell me that I can't do what I love. Fuck that. And here in a minute, I'm going to go get my guitar for you guys, too. I haven't played for y'all in a minute. Here in a little bit, and I'm going to play for you guys because I'm not going to be on here much longer. But the fucking fact is I'm tired of government control. This became not a tyranny, but this has become a dictatorship. This became a dictatorship.
Well, a lot of the governors have been the ones that have really been abusing their power, and the mayors of the large cities too.
Right, and me and Scarlett will be back on here. I'll be back on here later tonight because I'm not doing that long of a show today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. This is almost a full show, Dwayne.
Oh, yeah, this is a full show. Never mind. I'm not paying attention to the time. I got it where I can't see it. I'm sorry. I freaking moved everything around on my screen. I'm sorry. But guys, it's the fact of the matter is that we're going to get through this. We got to do it together and stop being a-holes and try to do it alone.
Yep.
Because if we're assholes, together we stand, together we fall. We fall together, we rise together.
Yeah. Well, I think it's getting to the point where some nonviolent civil disobedience is probably going to have to start happening if things don't change.
Right. And tomorrow, guys, I do want to let you know that...
And people have been starting that civil disobedience, truly. The lockdown protests everywhere have been, shown of a good movement of that,
I actually watched a protest happen where a former Marine stood outside where they were at, and he got the protest team to back off. It was riot gear police officers. They backed off. He went like, we are not standing for our morals. We are not standing for what we believe in. You guys are getting bullshit orders. Stand down. And they did. It took them like 10 minutes.
I don't know. People tried to say that they were in shift change or something, why they stepped down. But that was on Joshua Coleman's video And the guy was a doctor, actually. He was a Marine and a doctor.
Mm-hmm. And he was young too.
That was at California at the Capitol where everybody got detained. All of those good patriots out there.
But you got to think that boy was young though too. He was a youngin.
Yeah, he was a younger guy. Like he was older than
Not
me,
that far away from my age.
He's a doctor.
Right. I'm gonna go grab my guitar real quick.
He had to go to school for quite a little bit.
Right, and get us out of here. So Scarlett, I'm gonna leave you here for a minute. Bonnie, I'm gonna leave you on the phone. I'll be right back.
Oh, you're leaving me? Okay. But it was interesting to watch because, you know, they were all in riot gear in California. They were detaining people. They said they weren't arresting them, but they were detaining them. You know, they told people to behave. And I just thought that was just a real disgusting way.
Yeah. Well, detaining people to me is essentially, you know, if they're detaining you, you're essentially under arrest. They just haven't charged you. Is all.
Exactly. That's how I feel too. People were trying to justify it by saying, oh, well, they were only detained. They weren't arrested. Because people had said at first, you know, people arrested at the Capitol.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm with you. I feel like if you're being detained and handcuffed and made a public spectacle of, does it matter if you were charged or not? The chilling effect has already occurred.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't think it matters.
Detained, arrested. It's, you know, and they're also, it's terrorizing a person. Like, oh my God, am I going to go to jail? Am I going to get, you know, have to go to court? Am I going to get charged with something? And I think that's abusive, to be perfectly frank.
It's quite abusive. You know, all these people, it was, you know, like I said, it was 32 people in total, 14 of which I had heard about. I just thought it was interesting. You know, how can these people be detained and people are not outraged by it? I would be outraged. I would have been protesting. I would have been screaming for their release. And you know what ended up happening, though? This is really important. So, Sacramento police.
Yeah.
Sacramento police were the one who detained them, and they were going to transfer them off. The Colorado, or not Colorado, but California, like sheriff's department wouldn't take them.
Yep. The sheriffs are not going along. Our sheriff in our county says, I'm not going to enforce your rules, Governor. I'm proud of it.
That's wonderful. And that's wonderful. That's really important that they're out here, you know, talking about these unconstitutional orders and standing down because they have the constitutional right to do so.
Yep.
They're the only ones who have the right.
Law enforcement in their county. Yeah, over everybody, even over state patrol.
Mm-hmm. So we need to reach out to the sheriffs in our local areas to get them to take action and stand.
Right.
Yeah.
We do.
Stand against these unconstitutional orders. Stand against these draconian measures that are being implemented. Stand against the takeover of all our lives because we cannot live like this forever. The virus is not going away. And there is no, you know, slow stop the spread and all this crap. And they're trying to implement new things, you know, especially the part that gets me is that the CARES Act is actually named the middle class house reform, like tax act of 2019. And so they've known that they've wanted these things. It's not new, unfortunately.
It's not new.
No. They had this plan all along that they wanted to come and implement against us, the people. And no one was standing up against it. And unfortunately, we allowed too many shenanigans to occur. And now we've been taken over.
Yep.
And
And so it's up to all of us to fight back. It's up to us to take over. It's up to us to stand up in our local communities. Even if it's just a few blocks of space, you take over and you say, we won't tolerate this.
We're gonna
That few
have
blocks
to.
of space can turn into a few more blocks, and that can turn into the whole city, and that whole city can turn into a whole county, and that whole county can turn into a whole region, and a whole region can turn into the whole state, and the whole state can turn into multiple states, and then the whole country, and then maybe the world. That's all we can hope for.
Right. And I think the biggest thing, that we need to do, is right now, and I even preached on this, on Sunday, is start loving on each other.
Yep.
Because the Bible talks, and I'm going to pull Bonnie away from the computer for a minute because.
That's okay. I got to hang up. My poor phone is. So I'll listen over the computer.
All right. Love you, Bonnie.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye. The Bible states, once I get my phone to stop. I love Bonnie. The Bible talks about, and Scarlett, I do this every time, especially with me just preaching, 2 days ago.
Right.
The Bible talks about in the book of Romans, Romans chapter 12, verse 15. My friends, do not try to punish other. Wait, no, hold on. Be happy with those who are happy and be sad with those who are sad. Live in peace with each other. Do not be proud, but make friends with those who seem unimportant. You know what I mean?
Amen.
In the book of Psalms.
I've never much liked celebrity life or
Right?
that type of idea. I like to be friends with people just because, and that's led me to have friends with a lot of different types of people who end up being maybe very different than what I thought they were.
Right. And the one thing, I was, Scarlett, me and you talked about him before, Michael W. Smith. I told you he was one of my favorite Christian artists. Besides Chris Tomlin.
Right.
I was listening to him the other day, and oh my gosh, I was listening to one of his songs, and it's called Let It Rain. And it said, let all the earth, hold on, I'm going to see if I can pull it up. Because, hold on, let's see if I can pull it up in the Bible. So it says, let all the earth rejoice when they hear the words you speak. They will sing about what the Lord has done because the Lord's glory is great. Though the Lord is supreme, he takes care of those who are humble, but stays away from the proud. Lord, even when I have trouble around me, you will keep me alive. When my enemies are hungry, you will reach down and save me by your power. Lord, you do everything for me. Lord, your love continues forever. Do not leave us, whom you made. And that's kind of what I'm going to speak on tomorrow. Tomorrow. And I'm trying to find the one that he uses in his song. Because the fact, it's so, it's so relevant to this. It's so, it's so amazing. And I'm just kind of sitting in the book of Psalms again, Scarlett. I sit in Psalms way too much.
Mm-hmm.
but I can't help it. Let the skies and the earth be glad. Let the skies rejoice and the earth be glad. Let the sea and everything about it, everything in it shout. Let the fields and everything in them rejoice, and all the trees of the forest will sing for joy before the Lord, because he is coming. He is coming to judge the world. He would judge the world with fairness and the people with truth. I mean, Scarlett, how many times have me and you said on this show that we're in the end times? Just from what we've read in the book of Revelations. When we did our study together, and it took us like 3 hours to break everything down. The fact is that we sit there and me and Scarlett looked at the book of Revelations and was going like, we're seeing things, for our own eyes, for the matter of the fact that me and her were seeing things I don't think anybody else was seeing. And as I preach tomorrow too, during a Bible study, as I preach tomorrow too through the Bible study, is it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a night that we will never forget. Evie, I'm just getting ready to end the show. You can call in tomorrow though when I go live.
Oh, I miss Evie. I love her so much.
Do you want me to let her call in?
Yeah. Call him.
All right, give me a minute. Let me get Google Voice pulled up now. Dang it.
We
But
extend the show.
before Evie calls in, I want to play this song for a minute.
Yeah, play the song and let
Because-
Evie call in. 'Cause she's my favorite person ever,
Yeah,
and I miss her too much. And I know she wants to talk about the things we talked about, so I want her to call in.
So before I let you call in, Evie, I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick. And, I really haven't played this on air yet. And this song is it means so much to me. It means so much for me. Because our God is greater. Our God is stronger. Our God is higher than any other. And I just want to play this for you guys. Why do you turn in the wine? Open the eyes of the blind. There's no one like you. None like you. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. And our God is healer. Awesome in power, our God. Our God. Into the darkness you shine. Out of the ashes we rise. There's no one like you. None like you. Our God is greater and our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any any other. And our God is healer, awesome in power, our God, our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what could stand against? What could stand against? Our God is greater and our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other, and our God is healer, awesome in power, our God, our God. Scarlett, that song really does fit that situation, doesn't it?
It does. It's a good song.
It really does. By the way, if you guys want to go check out the original artist who sang that, go over to YouTube, type in Chris Tomlin, and check out our God. All right, Evie, I am getting ready to pull you up now, hon. Give me a minute. The phone number is going to be, if you want to call in the night talk, well, the day talk. The day talk. I like that. Call in at 330-353-8527. Phone number is 330-353-8527. And I'll be sitting here patiently waiting for
chit chat with Scarlett and Dwayne.
Yeah, come talk to your girl.
I love Evie. She's a good caller. She's a good supportive co-host too. She also did have a show on the Freedom Revolution Network. So
That's who you were telling me about.
Yeah, I love Evie. She's the best.
You know, and guys, come catch me also after tonight. Come catch me tomorrow on our first Bible study here on Freedom Revolution Network. Which Scarlet Anonymous is going to be with me. Hold on, I got a call. Evie!
I'm here. What's going on, you guys? Thank you for having me on.
Thank you for calling the Night Talk. Scarlett muted her mic.
I did. I was calling it the afternoon chit chat with Scarlett and Dwayne, but okay. Night
Oh,
talk.
the afternoon chit chat with Scarlett and Dwayne. Was
I
Scarlett
mean, I
and
guess
Dwayne.
it's night on the East Coast, though, ain't it? Because it's like 7 o'clock, right? Now it's the night talk. It was the afternoon talk.
It is almost 7 o'clock. So, Evie.
I guess if the nightly news can call themselves the nightly news, we can call it the night talk. We start this early, right?
So, Evie, the thing is you're seeing the government go completely fucking wild.
Yeah, and you're in one of those crazy states, too. She's in Michigan, so boo. Boo.
All of it in California without the beaches or the poop on the street. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I shared a meme that was like, our lockdown's not the same. Like, you have beaches and mountains, and we have, like, crackheads and Casey's gas stations. Like,
hey, Scarlett,
you know,
I'm going to go. Hey, hon, I'm going to go smoke real quick, and I'm going to let you two talk.
Okay, go ahead. Come back then.
I know. I'll be back. I'm coming back. I just need to go smoke and make some food.
Okay, I don't trust you, but okay, go.
You don't trust me? Really?
No.
No, how do I know you're not going to come back? How do I know you're just not going to leave me? Like,
okay, you know what? I did that to Tim last night because I had a family emergency.
Right. Yeah, see? You did. And that's why I'm not trusting you right now. But okay, go ahead. I trust you. So.
You know, Scarlett and I could, totally carry for 3 hours. We could just carry on because
Well, the show can go on however long it wants to tonight.
Yeah, there is nobody. Well, yeah, that's true. It is Tuesday, huh? Yeah. Okay,
There is
so let's
nobody
go.
else tonight. So that's why I'm planning on going along for a while.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. So, all right, let's do this.
This is going to be a long show, like a
just during that.
Ooh, let me plug my stuff in while I'm thinking.
I'm sitting over here in Quarantine, Michigan, quarantine hell. I know that Whitmer has made not just national news, but has made it to like Saturday Night Live at one point.
Wow.
Ferocity of this lockdown, and the lack of reasoning behind any of it. And I think a lot of Michiganders are getting more and more upset as time goes on, as she keeps extending this, as she's abusing her power. And you were talking about officials at the gubernatorial level, at the mayoral level, that they are just abusing their power. And Whitmer is one of the best examples. I mean, she's the best example I know of because I'm living under that thumb. I went to get groceries. I keep going every week. We have a Meijer right near here, which is a usually 24-hour market, grocery store, and like clothing and sundries and such. It's usually open 24 hours. The first initial lockdown, they started closing at 10. And I don't know how many people know a whole bunch about Michigan, but there are, there's the auto industry here. And for some of that was still going on, you have different shifts.
Yeah.
It's very common in my area for night shift people. And like my husband working as a trucker sometimes doesn't get home until after 11 p.m. And for him, it started to get to him as a trucker because he would come home. Usually he'd grab some dinner on the way home and then, bring us food sometimes. Most of the time, most every day, he'd come home with something in the form of a food offering for me.
Right.
And they started closing things down, and he's like, I can't get food at the end of the day. I'm like, what? And it just started slowly rolling out more and more restrictions, and we started feeling that squeeze. Now, masks, people are delusional out here, Scarlett, I'm telling you. The governor suggested. What's that?
I said, are they getting delusional?
Yeah. They are saying that the masks are mandatory now. Now, the order was if you are medically able to wear a mask, if you're medically able to tolerate a mask, we heavily suggest that you wear one in public. Not when you're outside or on your bike, but if you're out in an enclosed space, you have to wear a mask and maintain social distancing. This was from Governor Whitmer. And now the stores and the public at large have misinterpreted that to be masks are mandatory. So the local Meijer that I go to has signs out front, and it's very reminiscent of the barefoot arguments I used to make. Mask face coverings are required by law, which is an outright lie. You can't enter this building without a face mask. And I'm like, what is going on? So my husband and I walked in Friday, I think it was. And we walked in, we saw all these signs, and we're just ignoring them because, first of all, both of us have a medical condition that prohibits us from wearing a mask, even if it,
Yeah, don't you have asthma?
A mandatory thing, we would still be legally able to avoid it. We both have official diagnoses of something that would prohibit you. And we just right in, like we freaking dare them to go against the ADA and discriminate against a disabled person or two.
People have already. Stores have tried to say disclosure medical condition, and then try to tell you, oh, we don't think that's an approved medical condition. It's been honestly outrageous.
It is. And because of HIPAA and because of the ADA and because of the way that works, if you have a disability, which is defined as, and I know this as a service dog handler and trainer, that you don't have to disclose your disability to anyone who is not a medical professional. So unless it's your
No.
doctor asking you what your medical condition is, no one has a right to know. Except maybe your
Nope.
employer for the reasonable accommodation request. That's a different story. But some of the conditions that I found would be included include something like, oh, let's go with something horrifying. Let's go with a rape victim. Let's say some rape victim can't put anything over her mouth and nose because it brings her PTSD flashbacks of the event.
Right.
But she might not ever have like the pervasive disabling PTSD. You know, she might be screwed up a little, but let's say something over her mouth and nose caused her to have a PTSD kind of flashback thing. She would be exempt. She should not have to disclose that she's a rape victim. But that's one of the things because it would trigger a flashback of that intensity to where she might have a panic attack or, you know, not be able to breathe, etc. It would hinder her ability to go in and go shopping like a normal person. That's considered a disability. Now, I'm not saying she's disabled. I'm not saying she needs special parking or special privileges. I'm just saying that's one condition I can think of off the top of my head. The other ones include deviated septum, asthma, COPD, a skin condition where a mask would irritate and cause blisters, rashes, etc. What else was there? Just general anxiety over it. You could end up with an anxiety attack from feeling like you can't breathe, and you could end up hurting yourself by wearing the mask. You have to weigh the cost benefits for some of these people, and if you're medically unable to wear one, the governor says, well, then there's no like problem. You can walk around maskless. However, if you get onto certain boards on Facebook or Fascistbook or whatever we're calling it, like Michiganders for Excessive Quarantine, or just like county by county to have county residents.
Did you see when poor Wendy was snatched up out of the Michigan Capitol building by her arm? Did you see that?
No, it
Oh,
didn't.
awful. It was the day before everybody went down to protest armed. And they literally, like the Capitol usher, snatched her out of the chair and pulled her arm so hard it pulled out of her socket. She had to go to the hospital, get x-rays and everything. Threw her into a panic attack. It was really bad. Really bad. Like, they wouldn't have done that to me because I would have dropped their ass faster than a bad habit because that just wouldn't have happened. You're not going to pull on me like you've lost your mind. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen. And she was a part of that group and people protesting and standing up for these excessive draconian. And she was just there minding her own business. It's all on Facebook Live. It was terrible. So, like, she wasn't doing anything provocative or anything to, like, even provoke the aggression that she received. And so I understand why people are upset and to the breaking point. What happened? We lost Dwayne. That's terrible. At least it keeps the person who is there. We're trying out all this new software, everyone, so we do apologize for this temporary lapse of communications error. But this is how you know it's live. This is how you know it's happening at the time that it's happening. So, welcome to the Freedom Revolution Network. We're trying out new things, and they're not working very well. So, this is the Night Talk. If you guys like what we do, think about going to the website, freedomrevolutionnetwork.com. Check out all what we have to offer. We have games. We have a news section. We have a social media network, so we don't have to deal with things like Fascistbook. And maybe that's what got us kicked off. You never know. Keywords sometimes get you kicked off. We'll have to wait for Dwayne to come back now. Several injuries from what? Cleveland 19 sent out an alert. Something's happening in Dwayne's neck of the woods. But with that being said, we're gonna see what happens. We cannot live under these draconian policies. We cannot live under this total takeover of control, right? It's something that I don't think any of us thought that we would be at this level so quickly and that they would take advantage to the level that they did. But here we are, right? That's where we're at. Yeah,
Scarlett,
I know. Okay, we lost Evie, and she's gonna be calling back now because we lost her because
she already
I don't
did
know
call
what
back.
happened. Oh, did she?
I'm here. Where did you lose
We-
me at?
We lost you at like Michiganders for excessive quarantine, and then I told you about the story about poor Wendy out there who got snatched up by the arm.
I watched that video by the red jacket.
Wasn't that messed up? That's where we lost you because they didn't even let you react to that.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for me, I have a criminal justice degree, and that was all kinds of wrong. It lacked a whole lot of due process on that, and that chick, what's her name? She's going to be super rich if she decides to sue them for this independently, and the due process was just gone. Completely gone. The whole process.
It was so bad. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Like, I get even if you were upset or the ushers had an issue or whatever it was, but that was too much. Too much. Way too much.
They've
and
been
more protests the following day, and people were calling that one individual out who was dragging her out by the arm. They were calling him out and, calling him what he deserved to be called, in my opinion. And but a lot of people came up. They showed up with, their open carry, which is allowed in Michigan. We're an open carry state. You can carry an unconcealed weapon. If you conceal it, there's a problem. Although there shouldn't be because Second Amendment, but it does
But
create
there
a
is,
problem.
right. It's out of control where we're at. And I think the more people that step up and fight back, the better off we're going to be. But we're going to have to get to that level.
Well, one of the problems I had with Governor Whitner now was we all, and I know I'm not an active participant. Sheriff Carlson has when he was working, but that day that they went and locked down Lansing, there were tens of thousands of cars all around the city blocking everything except for the hospital. Now, if you listen to any other source, it was just a small group of protesters who were doing social distancing and waving their guns around, and it turned into a Trump rally. And that is 100% false. I can tell you, if you look at Facebook accounts of it, Facebook video, Facebook photos of it, you'll see that this was a gigantic protest. The city was locked down. The only thing they left open really were routes to the hospital because, these kind of protesters, when you're protesting for your freedom, you're not trying to keep people out of hospitals. And that's a big difference, I think, between a more conservative-leaning protest versus a more liberal-leaning protest.
Versus Antifa, where they blocked people from getting to hospitals, blocked ambulances, blocked freeways, and actually caused these events to occur, where at least these protests were strategic around the Capitol, where they do business, where they're making these draconian measures and laws. I think it was a smarter strategy. No one's protest is necessarily better for another for the principle of freedom, but as far as how they were executed, absolutely.
And I believe, and I agree with the comment.
TLO's right. The world is stuck on stupid. You ain't never lied, TLO. You ain't never lied.
The world, the world ain't even stuck on stupid. And I'm not meaning this word to offend anybody. The world is stuck on retardation at this fucking point because everyone's being fucking retarded.
Yeah. Especially
that's done by design. It's done because, like I said, 21 days you can change everybody's habits, right? So now we've taught people to basically be on like non-functioning capacity. Okay.
You know what it is, guys? It's the fact that everyone here in Michigan is mandated to wear a mask. So all these people are breathing in that CO2. You know what that's doing? That's causing brain damage, y'all. That's what's going on.
It is.
That's why everyone.
Oxygen deprivation.
Because y'all got to think, the reason I probably had my seizure is because yesterday all day I had to wear a mask for 4.5 hours. on the job. I don't deal with the general public. I am in the back in the warehouse with 5 other people, which have all been tested and have all came back negative. We are all back there wearing masks. It's hot as fuck. I wear this, my shirt, and a jacket just to stay warm. So you think I'm breathing in cold air. My mask allows air to escape, but does not allow the CO2 in my breath to escape. I felt like this since I've got home yesterday after work because I was worried sick about my fucking mother.
Well, then you might not be able to wear a mask at work, and legally you don't have to.
Legally, if I go in there and I show paperwork that I am asthmatic and I have to carry an inhaler, by law he cannot force me to because that's putting me in medical danger.
Yeah, you need to, because if that's how you feel, you need to stop.
Bro, it was just so hard to breathe. Like I was suffocating, and I took my mask off like this because I had my headphones, Scarlett, the ones that go around my neck, because I can listen to music while doing my work. Because like I said, I don't deal with the idiotic general people.
Right.
And it's just so hard to breathe.
Good for you, Tony. I'm glad it's not changed for anyone in your family, because I think that's important. Nothing's really changed with my family. Maybe a little bit with my in-laws. We don't see them as much, and they've been kind of weird about things, but they're even starting to realize that they're going to try to take over and take control forever, and so it's time to take a stand, because I think that's really what it's about.
Might be.
Right.
So, recently, all of the places in Michigan, all the places of business that are still open, all those essential shopping centers, they put up plexiglass between them and the general public, right? And we were kind of joking because they were calling them sneeze guards. We were joking with one of our cashiers as she was ringing up groceries, and my husband goes, how many times do people sneeze on you before all this? Before they put up the sneeze guards. And she chuckles. She's like, I've only been here since they put these up, and they've only put these up 3 days ago. It's my 3rd or 4th day. And we're like, what? And she's like, yeah, I used to be a nurse, a lab tech in infectious diseases in a Detroit hospital. And we're
what? An infectious disease and she has no job? Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
In the beginning of, I want to say, April. This was in the beginning.
Wow.
So she is an infectious disease lab tech and got laid off for lack of work in the midst of a pandemic in Detroit.
Of the world's supposedly most infectious disease.
My husband and I looked at her dumbfounded. We were like, how the hell do you not have a job right now?
You should be the person booming with work. The one guy who had job security during a pandemic.
Right. Okay, and I'm just going to put this out there because I think a lot of people are just going to judge somebody based on looks or attitude. I am judging this woman on looks and attitude. She was a hard worker. I mean, you would not be able to tell that she had just started bringing groceries for a living 3 days ago. She was courteous, smart about bagging groceries. I know that's not a huge thing, but she seemed like the type. She gave off that vibe of being a hard worker, conscientious worker. She's not like somebody who would in the infectious disease lab be causing shit to get fired. You know what I mean? I don't think she was slacking off. I don't think she was, ignoring her duties. I feel like in general she gave off the hard worker vibe. She was, sweet, easy to get along with. There are some cashiers you look and you're like, why are you working with the public? But she was just amazing. I would have hired her if I were looking for work, kind of thing. I would have just hired her no matter what. She just gave off that vibe. And how did she get laid off? In an infectious diseases lab in Detroit, one of the hot spots, by the way, at the time, still
of COVID-19. Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
we were just dumbfounded. She had a lot of irons in the fire. She was just working this. Like, they hired her immediately after. She just put in an application to work anywhere. She didn't want to sit at home. And she'd had area hospitals had her information, and she was looking around for new work. But the point was, it was not uncommon at that point. From that point on, beginning of April, we had hospitals shutting down, laying off workers, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm going, what? It's near Detroit. It's the hot spot. What the hell? If they're telling us the truth, which I know they're not, but why is an infectious disease lab tech slinging groceries? Something
Right.
doesn't add up. And then they're saying the masks are mandated, and realistically, they're not. You can't mandate something to wear, especially if it's not considered indecent. You know, like, you have to cover up under certain circumstances within the general public, but
Right.
you can't force somebody to suddenly start wearing a face mask. Just, you know,
Well, and the whole cutting people off of families and other things is where I like draw the line. Like, how are you going to tell people to not be with their grandchildren, or you not be able to visit your brothers and sisters, or and they're acting like basically this is until they get a vaccine. Well, what if that's like 2 years from now? You really expect families to be apart for 2 years? You think that's not going to change family
Right.
dynamic?
That's what
Right.
people are really angry about here in Michigan. There are stories. If you go for Michiganders for excessive quarantine, just to join the group to watch what goes on, there are stories. I ran across a story today of a guy whose dad was dying before all this of cancer. And in the course of this, he stayed away to keep his dad healthy, to not give him COVID, to just be respectful, and he wanted his dad to live. He wanted to not spread anything around. Like, if he was an asymptomatic carrier, he really bought into all this. And he didn't go see his dad, and his dad died alone the other day. And I think he didn't get a chance to hug his dad goodbye. You know, he didn't get a chance to spend any of that last few months with him because of all this.
You know what? In
He was
COVID,
pissed at the governor.
and COVID-19 has destroyed a lot of things. I'm sitting here looking for an article that I shared on my timeline, and for some reason I can't freaking find it. I can't even find it on the Night Talk page. My phone's being...
There was another story, and I know that people are, more important than animals, but also for all the animal lovers out there in Michigan right now, there are multiple stories. Even my family had to put down a dog and wasn't able to be with it. You're not allowed to be with your family pet as it's being put down. It's against the governor's orders. So your furry best friend, if it becomes gravely ill, they will not let you hold your animal as it passes from this world to the next. And I find that, super offensive as well. I mean, I know I'm more offended about the people, but I also know that, if I had to put my dog down without being able to hold him, I would have been ridiculously pissed. I don't even know anymore. Michigan governor lost her mind.
Right.
That's just absolutely insane when you think about it. I mean, how can they do this?
Well, the rules got so stupid the first time around. Like, you can't go to your second home in Michigan, and we've heard it on national news even that a lot of people in Michigan, we have an extra home up north to get away from the city. I don't personally, but as a kid, my parents' friends had a cabin, and they would let us use it now and again. So we'd go up to Higgins Lake, somewhere in the middle of the mitten, and, go for a week and have some fun, and then come back down all refreshed and sunburned. And it was, for them to say that if you own property further north, that you're not allowed to travel between your two residences, it was ridiculous. If you lived in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and had a cabin up north, you were fine, because out of state was fine. And that just boggled everyone's mind. You could go fishing, but you couldn't go fishing from your motorboat in the middle of a lake. If you're rowing, you could, but it didn't make sense to Michiganders at all. And her reasoning was, well, because you'll touch the gas pump for filling up your boat. And we're like, Whitmer, we're all still effing driving.
Oh,
We're all touching gas pumps.
right, Evie.
Well, how's that different?
Right. So, Evie, I didn't know if you knew about this. I mean, Scarlett, my mom tagged me in it, and then I sent it to Scarlett.
Maybe.
So, did you hear about the 100 bodies found decomposing in rental trucks outside New York funeral homes?
Nope.
So, Evie,
I've been avoiding internet for a lot today. I jumped on and I saw you guys live. I clicked and I've been listening. It's like, oh, hold on. I'm from Michigan. Give me a second. I must say hi. I didn't know you were almost at the end of the thing.
Welcome from quarantine hell.
Yeah, I'm there.
We're all
life sharing a car, but this is
we're all in that partnership though, with Michigan and Ohio and Minnesota, and Illinois, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So we're all in this together, guys.
Oh God, if I hear that alone up together or whatever, I'm gonna puke. I'm so sick of all that. Like, yeah, we're all in this together, but.
Or was it like stronger together or something like? I don't know what it is, but it's just like, no, you didn't give two shits before this, and
Right.
it is not my responsibility to make sure your health is intact, because before this, you and I both know, with chronic illnesses, nobody ever cared. No one ever cared.
No, they didn't care when I didn't have health insurance and am immunocompromised and have asthma, but they didn't give a crap about me all those years ago when Obamacare first went into action. I didn't have any insurance, couldn't afford it either way, was too rich for Obamacare, or too poor for, you know what I mean, too poor for Medicaid, too rich for Obamacare, whatever the deal, couldn't afford it, it would have put us under. But they didn't care about me then, so they're all out there with their snot dripping down, sneezing on things.
Hey, Scarlett.
Now we care.
Yeah.
We're all young. I got time for this.
Look at the comment I just put up on the screen for you.
Oh, I mean the district. Yeah.
District.
Yeah. FEMA. Checking in from FEMA Region 5, you have Evie, Dwayne, and Scarlett.
Fuck FEMA Region 5. Fuck you.
But that's what it is. Tell me it's not,
if-
because that's exactly who went into the partnership together. You know, they come out with the same speeches almost, cookie cutter. Now, Michigan is a little bit worse than Walls, but DeWine's a nice cherry on the cake, though.
Yeah.
It's interesting what they put us through.
Sorry, I'm kind of in my phone for a minute because I'm sitting here arguing with Michael Bodine, me, Delana Bodine, and our fucking meeting team.
Well, stop arguing.
Yeah.
No one has time for that. Life's too short to argue. You just got to let people deal with their own issues. Because I'm telling you, something's bringing out a little bit of visceral behavior
Dude, it's
in
the whole fucking
people
team.
right now that is just concerning me. Just even people who usually normally get along.
What TLO said. Fuck FEMA, period.
It's true. FEMA's no good. I mean, they say they're there to help, but that's a lie.
Yeah, it's amazing how Michigan went from, those first 2 weeks of quarantine, like, yeah, we'll listen, we'll be all right. And the second 2 weeks of quarantine, like, okay, but, like, don't push us. And then, Governor Whitmer had to go doing all these extra illegal things. Her authority was supposed to end May 1st, May 1st, and she's extended it, a state of emergency. And there are lawsuits coming up against her. But it's amazing how after May 1st, everybody was wearing masks in the grocery store. It went from half and half to like everybody, and then you're being looked at for having a bare face.
Right. And before you were being looked at if you even tried to wear a mask in the beginning of this. it's so interesting how that dynamic completely changed, because in the beginning of this, when people weren't aware and still going around kind of acting a little bit foolish about the virus,
Mhm.
I was wearing a mask because no one was aware, right?
Right.
And then I was going out because people were just being ridiculous. And then I was looked at then like, oh, you look crazy. But then it all changed. Now, like I said, it almost makes you switch, because now everybody is acting just almost ridiculous about it. Like, humanity was brought out of the equation when that didn't need to happen because the mask came, but somehow psychologically the mask somehow is now equated to this new behavior. I don't know why it's like that.
You know, and the funny thing is, you will get bullied online if you're not wearing a mask. They will hold you out, call
Yeah.
you asshole, tell you don't
Tell
care
you
about
that you're selfish. Tell you that you don't care. You don't care about people's health. Look, buddy, I don't have to explain my whole life about being, chronically ill or whatever it is. I don't have to explain my life story to you. And Bonnie's right. If you walked into a store wearing a mask a year ago, they would have called the police. Yeah, I can go in a store now wearing like a hat, mask, and sunglasses, and it's normal.
Right.
And it's normal.
I've seen that meme
No
going
one would think twice.
around, mask on to buy this. He's like, if I have to wear a mask, I'm coming back. I ain't.
Yeah, like, how is alcohol and other purchases actually working? Because how do they know from my eyeballs I'm me? Because they can't ask me to remove my mask, so they're just gonna sell me the product. Who's
Right.
gonna, like, how do you know it's my eyeballs? Like,
it's
like,
gotten really ridiculous. And the amount of people that sit there and look at you as a maskless individual, and they don't immediately assume you must be some sort of disabled in some way, as far as you can't breathe or causes panic attacks, blah, blah, blah. They're looking at you like instantly they know you're an asshole, and they can do what they want to you or say what they want to you.
Yep, you are a leper. You are a societal leper at that point.
He lives in Oregon, Ohio, and he went maskless to a store, and some kids behind him were saying, I dare you to cough in his face or whatever. And he turned around and he's like, freaking try it. It just, the amount of ferocity between the two groups of masked and unmasked people right now, it's insane.
Like I said, it's like a psychological trigger to act a fool.
So I want to mention something here real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I just got a message from one of our viewers, and I'm not going to say who. It's pretty long, and I'm going to mention it because she didn't say nothing about not mentioning it. But I want to read this since we're here on the show, and I just, kind of want to talk about this for a minute. Because not a lot of people do this. Dude, I love watching your show, but I can't watch your show without getting irritated right now. I didn't want to get into any argument in the comments. I am not about all that. I am all for being open in our freedom and believe in some conspiracies, but there's definitely a point I don't agree with. Wearing face masks reduces the spread of the virus, does not protect, but reduces it. It's vital that everyone who can should wear them. Else get someone who can wear them and go out and do your errands. Going about your day without PPE is selfish. And secondly, all stores are closing early in order to give them ample time to disinfect, in stock, and give them a break. The protest, there's a deadly virus killing us. You can't open the world back up and let whoever gonna get it just die. I'm not sure I totally understand where the mindset is when you're free and doing something. I'm not on my show. Give me a call. I can't support suicidal motives in not supporting not wearing PPE. Opening back up normally is a death sentence. I just don't get it. I know there's a deadly virus, and I've been very thankful not to get unless I already battled it, and I feel most states like Ohio has done the necessary steps to try to prevent it. And this is just from one of our viewers. And like I said, I'm going to keep confidentiality a thing. And Scarlett said she'll be back.
Scarlett, address that? Because I was the one talking about the masks and how we're not wearing them. We actually do have medical conditions that prohibit us from wearing them. We had COVID run through our house in mid-February. But right now, with the quarantine under Whitmer orders, unnecessary medical procedures are not happening right now. And what has been qualified as an unnecessary medical procedure includes things like necessary surgeries that aren't emergent. What does that mean? That means a hernia surgery. That means an amputation for certain things, like because you have something wrong with your foot and they need to amputate it, but it's not going to threaten your life just yet, but you're in immense pain, you still can't get your foot amputated yet. And this has been over a month. And a lot of people are wandering around in pain, not getting tests necessary for preventative or whatever kind of care, or things that just aren't an emergency yet. And they are dying in droves from medical malpractice out in New York. You can look into that in any YouTube videos. They're talking about how there's mistreatment of people in the hospital right now. But under Michigan specifically, under the orders of the governor, we can't get things done here. My husband has been waiting for a hernia surgery for the entire year now because of certain things. And it's just, it's not too urgent. But if, like, the intestines that are poking out of that small tear in his abdomen, get those twists, he could.
Hold on a second.
And those things aren't,
Scarlett, breaking news, and this is going to catch your mind. I'm sitting here scrolling through news articles. One dead after shooting in Northeast Charlotte. This was published on May 3rd of 2020 and was updated today. Charlottesville, North Carolina. Charlotte Mecklenburg.
Well, hold on. Isn't that old news then? Let her finish your story if it's old news.
No, it was just updated today.
But it happened 3 days ago. Let her finish.
How did it happen 3 days ago?
Hush. Let her finish. Go. Keep going.
Okay. So you can't get medical procedures that should be considered necessary. My husband can't do his job, certain aspects of his job because of his hernia. It's holding back people financially at the very least. I'm not saying open the gates and let people burst out of there. I'm saying that Whitmer should have never closed any kind of hospital care and let people make that decision by themselves as adults as to whether or not they want to risk it for whatever treatment they have. Whether that's, breast cancer screenings, if you found a lump a few months ago and it's getting bigger, you're still not able to get that taken care of. That's where I'm at. We needed to have those medical facilities open. That is causing a larger strain, and that will cause a larger strain on our medical buildings and our medical professionals, our doctors, nurses, etc. when the gates finally do open, and people are going to end up having to wait even longer because of the line is going to go probably in order of, intensity and emergency things. So they're going to be like, well, your toe needs amputated, but this guy needs a amputation from the knee down, so he goes first. It's just going to be ridiculous, and there's going to be surgeries months and months and months out. And I feel like that's super dangerous when we're talking about what the governor decided was medically necessary. She's not a doctor. I think that should have been left alone. And I think that's why a lot of people are also protesting. You can't get the care you need. It's socialized here in Michigan, and we are feeling that. So for somebody to say it's all about, you're going to spread that virus, I would suggest that anybody who is afraid of a virus at this point in time, or afraid of catching corona specifically, that they look into what exosomes are. EXOSOMES, exosomes. And I want you to look into those, please. Watch a couple of videos on exosomes, maybe Google it, maybe look into what the definition of them are and what it means. Because when you look at pictures of exosomes, and there are clear ones, and you look at pictures of COVID that are clear as well, you will see COVID and exosomes are identical at a very tiny level through a microscope. At a microscopic level, they're identical.
Right.
And these are laser cut things. And exosomes are not contagious. That is your body getting rid of a toxin wrapping it in the exosome, and as soon as that expels from your cell, the cell dies. Now, if it happens rapidly, like a rapid detox, you could potentially die. That is why COVID was considered fatal. If you're in an area like Wuhan, China, or an area like Detroit or New York, it's a little dirtier, there's a little more air pollution. You're a little more likely to die from that rapid detox. And there are videos from virologists out there on YouTube that you can go ahead and look at, particularly when they talk about exosomes. And
Like Dr. Judy Mikovits, we've got her up a couple times.
there's no way for a virus to survive for very long outside of a biological host.
That is
It's
true.
not alive. They need a biological medium to survive. So
That is
everyone's
true.
out there sanitizing their groceries. It's unnecessary. It really is. They can't
Yeah,
live.
highly unnecessary. You know, it's interesting because like my sister does Instacart, and she's been doing this since COVID started. She doesn't have it. My nephew works at the dreaded, you know, Walmart, and nope, nothing there either. So you'd think if they were exposed potentially, you know, in some places have gotten it, but you would think it'd be widespread at most of the retail outlets. Because I'm sorry, back in the day, in retail, when people used to get sick, we'd all get sick. I worked at a mall, I worked in retail. I know how this works. Like when somebody got the flu or somebody got anything, it would go through everybody. Like, and that's not happening.
Right.
So I've been thinking it's a nanovirus. I saw this video that I've got to do some more research on DARPA about, but it's going to be highly interesting. I promise you that. And I think I can prove my theory that it's potentially a nanovirus.
Right.
Right. The other thing is about masks around here. A lot of them are cloth. A lot of them are. My husband was given masks from a coworker that were nothing more than a cut-up T-shirt to fit around your face. It was a couple of slits cut in there for your ears to go through, and you can see through this fabric. And it's like, why would that help from anything? If you can see through it, you can virus through that, or you could germ through that. Like, it didn't make any sense. They're not going. It's 3% effective against these bacteria, which are allegedly larger than viruses, or so we've been told. I'm looking more into the Rothschild and how they were connected to our biology textbooks in as so far as germs and germ theory and things like that. So I'm looking into those connections just on my own. That should be interesting. So it'll definitely tag you in anything that I come across that's useful.
Yes, you know where to find me.
We've been lied to from the get. I don't think.
Oh, we have.
Even
Absolutely.
if we started things that we've been lied to a lot more than we think. And
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
because I'm having to unlearn things to, suspend my disbelief for a bit and look into things. Because, I don't know. I feel like if they're trying to push that New World Order thing, this is definitely the right direction and the way to push it. I would give them 5 stars for pushing it in the direction of the New World Order if I weren't so damn against it. But this is
Right.
it feels like they're ushering in instantly.
Oh, yeah, that's how I feel as well. I feel like this is a New World Order takeover. I feel like that's what they're implementing and putting in place. I don't see anything else but that it could be. That is my official opinion.
Right.
Because you know how I feel. You've known me for years. So it's like, no, this is it. This is it, y'all. This is it. Like, this is what I keep trying to tell everybody. And you can have your own opinion on that.
I
But
was like, meh, I'll get chickens. I'll play a card. And then it freaking happened. And I was like, ooh, very cool. You guys predicted it.
right.
I was
Well,
thinking,
that's how I feel. I positioned myself last year to work on the farm so I could get to learn things and just be around that atmosphere, which then got me this year a garden space. Well, more garden space. I'm just hoarding garden space and seeds and everything, man. But it got me to that next level, and I think everybody needs to be doing that at this point. If you can plant in containers, you can plant, in pots. You can plant and raise garden beds. You can plant in, mobile garden beds, fabric garden beds. I mean, they got everything now. There's something for everybody. And you're going to need it this year. And there is a cold snap coming that's going to snap all of our butts, which I'm very concerned about.
I
That
know.
is going
My
to.
husband told me it's gonna snow this week, and I said no. He's like, yes. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Some of my stuff's already coming up. And he's like,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You put like a sheet over it, and I'm like, I don't have like old sheets.
Yeah, they're talking like patchy frost and stuff, so I'm a little concerned. So I don't know if I'm going to do anything on the garden front this week. I might just like call it a wash and start over. I only planted like 4 rows of things, but I'm quite upset because some things I can't find again. So I'm really upset because I had like my prized patty pan squash that usually you should be good to grow. But okay, so other than that, I'm trying to stay positive. But other than that, I'm very concerned because a lot of people have stuff in the ground and now it could fail. So I put potatoes in. They should be all right. They're like covered with hay and all that good stuff. So they should be all right. But I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen. What? See it? We lost everybody again. So welcome to just the Night Talk with Scarlett, home of just me. No, well, I mean, it's just going to be one of those things that I really, really, the only reason why I keep telling everybody this is because I want people to have food security, and I don't want people to have to depend on food stores, of which are depleting in quality, depleting in quantity, depleting in all of that. So that's the only thing that is really got me upset for everybody is, what are you going to do as these restrictions keep coming down the pipelines at local stores near you? Like, oh, let's see. Bonnie says, I do my shopping at 2 local stores and had no mask for a time. I have not. I'm 64 and I have not gotten it. I walk Sherman every day, garden, and get sunshine. It took me 3 weeks to get a mask ordered. I did not see the Lucifer protein that's found in the glow bug. They needed to do work on RNA and DNA that they're manipulating. Oh, of course, funded by Bill Gates. Bill Gates Foundation. I have people walking by starting vegetable gardens and look at mine for ideas. Yeah, I got people in my complex to start doing it. Myself.
Hi, Scarlett.
Hello.
I'm calling Evie back.
Okay, welcome back. Yeah, I don't
Fucking
know.
stream. I'm sorry, guys.
It's rude. It keeps kicking us off, man. I just think it's really important this year, though, to have something, even if it's just herbs or simple.
I could take this personally, but I'm not gonna.
I am taking this very fucking personally at this fucking moment.
Well, yeah, because I feel like they're just trying to call us out. But I just think it's important, even if you just grow things to trade, right? Like, it may not even be something that you want or that, you eat, but that, you could trade or does well. I think at this point, you got to think creatively on what to do. And we need to start pushing our local governments into giving up more space for community gardens and funding space for community gardens. Because I think that's going to be a really important part going forward. If big, small, little cities, rural, everything started creating open space or small spaces in community parks for this, I think we could try to overcome a lot of the shortages that we're going to see here in the future.
That would be nice. I set aside a large section in my backyard that my chickens had destroyed the grass in, so I kind of fenced it in, and pray to God they wouldn't jump the fence and eat everything before it came up. But, I mean, your chickens are ravenous, beaky dogs. Say goodbye to your backyard if you're throwing them back there. Oh boy, they eat everything.
Well, they just pick up the dirt with their little feet and scrape, and yeah.
Scarlett's not paying attention to the screen.
It's not Scarlett's fault.
It's Scarlett's fault.
It's not my fault.
Do you know what?
Rude.
Ever since you've came on here, I've got kicked off 4 times.
Hey, I'm provocative. What can I say?
Doing it on purpose, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I'm saying,
I can't even control anything. He's on the controlling side of things.
I know. I can tell.
Yeah, isn't it sad? Like, so he's the one that's happening
I've been
to.
in here a couple of times just staying silent and watching previous, shows.
okay, now wait a minute.
I know.
I'm having Tim had so much fun with this thing. I'm having fun with it now. Like,
It
hold
is
on.
fun.
Hold on. I'm going to get yelled at for this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you are. Yep.
Well, you know what? You forgot an apostrophe for that. So,
Yeah.
I'm really going to get yelled at for this one.
judging you.
It is Clarity After Dark.
Grammar.
You need to quit.
No,
Dwayne's
wait.
show is now canceled.
So, I mean, people in Michigan are really kind of have been strapped because it was only after May 1st that we were allowed to, in quotation marks, go ahead and buy
Ooh,
seeds.
ducks.
Would be fine if you didn't have to start, planting inside. For our particular county, anyway, you have to plant inside mid-April and then put it out a month later.
Yeah, that's how we are too. So I've got a bunch of stuff in my little greenhouse, you guys. I've got my watermelon plants actually popped today. And then I've got some broccoli plants that popped. And then I've got a few others, but my watermelon is doing pretty good. But I'm going to have to leave them in there for at least a couple more weeks. Because
One of them is full snap.
no,
I
this is concerning.
I want to say this. I may say shit about Scarlett. I may honestly say shit about Scarlett, and she may say it back. But we're just joking with each other, and she won't cancel my show.
I
mean,
know. No, she wouldn't.
Oh, she would.
thanks,
It's really
Brian.
pissed her off.
I try to be an example for what people can do. Some guy heard it. Some guy in my apartment office randomly today was talking about like how the news was depressing, and like I was like, he's like, how do you feel about the news? And I was like, well, I am the news, so I guess I'm depressing if that's how you take it. And then he tried to like throw it back on me, and I was like, but you framed the question as, wasn't the news depressing? And so therefore, yes, if that's your opinion of it, I was like, I enjoy it. But I told him, I was like, when you have passion for something and you want to help teach people better ways to do things so they understand what to do, it only helps them. Like, because we're at a point where it becomes critical. Before it was just, wishful thinking and people didn't think about these things. But now there are real people who don't have jobs, who don't have food security, who have serious issues all across the country. And so now is the time to show people a different way. And one of the ways to help, not that you don't still go out and buy things in your local economies, but that you learn how to do things to become self-sufficient, such as growing food, contacting local farmers, all of these things.
One of the things, speaking of being self-sufficient, way back in the day, now, like, just as Obamacare was being introduced, I got scared. I'll admit. I thought the
Whoa, what happened? Dwayne. Did Dwayne get cut off, y'all? I think Dwayne got cut again. Or was it me? Is it me? Oh, no, I don't know. Chat, let me know. Funny. We do need to be eating local and buying local and sharing local. Where's everyone at? Where did everyone go? Where did everyone go? What? This is terrible. What happened? I don't even know what's going on. Like, Dwayne's picture just froze, and that's all we get. Hopefully they're coming back. This is terrible. We may. Oh yeah. Okay. So it totally kicked them out now. Good to know. We may just have to end it here. I mean, we're gonna be at about a good chunk of change to show, but it's given us 1,001 technical difficulties tonight. What the heck?
Scarlett, this is your fucking fault.
It is not my fault.
Everything is so.
Your
so- I
fucking
don't know
ass
about
came
that.
in here and I'm getting fucking kicked.
No, it's not me, Dwayne. It's not me.
Number 6 again,
It's
guys.
me.
Remember that.
I said I was studying herbs, and they said, nope, you can't talk about alternative medicine.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start coming up with some alternative keywords that we
You know
could
what,
use.
that's- Right? No, for the scary virus, there's a thing that was used naturally to prevent, okay, what's the mosquito disease? I'm running a blank. The one where you get it from mosquitoes, malaria.
Right.
The malaria drug that they're using.
Hydroxychloroquine.
Yeah, it's a malarial drug, and there is a plant that's used to fight malaria in other countries as well, and it's called mugwort. Now, I got a little story time, because for years and years and years, and I'm sure you'll know where this is going as soon as I say it, there's this weed that I just kept plucking out of the ground, pulling out. It runs with little runners, and this thing is aggressive and taking over gardens of mine, and I'm like, I swore at it for 15 years, pulling it out every single year, going, I hate this thing, I hate this thing, I hate this thing. Turns out next year, one of my natural groups takes a picture of this horrible hell weed and says, what are you guys going to do with your mugwort this year? And I was like, holy fucking shit, that's mugwort? What? What is mugwort even used for? So I Google it. Go ahead, Google mugwort, guys. There are a plethora of uses for this, including anxiety, asthma, all kinds of things. You can smoke it, you can put it in a tea, you can dry it and encapsulate it. It gives vivid dreams when you take it, but the best benefit is, as a treatment for malaria, and that is listed as one of the, oh, by the way, it's traditionally used as this in other countries, which means that since it's a respiratory support herb, it is in conjunction with something like oregano oil or high-dose vitamin C or whatever else, elderberry, whatever else you're going to use to fight the Stiri virus. This is it. This is the other half of that. This is the hydroxychloroquine alternative. And I'm just saying, I have it in spades. So anybody local, Michigan, Detroit area, if you want some, contact me.
Can you mail it?
I'm sure I could. I think it would survive the trip to where you're at.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm in Massillon,
You're just in
Ohio.
Ohio, right?
Yeah. Scarlett, what the hell?
Where?
Well,
where
I
in
did
Canton?
that
How
one
far
that
away are you
time.
from the computer? Hours.
Hold on. Scarlett, what the hell happened?
I did that on purpose because the sound went out on my end because I got like a call in, and so I couldn't hear anymore, so I had to do that.
I'm in Massillon, Ohio.
How far away, hours wise, up if you were going to go up 75, how many hours would it take you to get to the border of Michigan?
Border of Michigan, I can look. Let me.
He's right kind of by Canton, Ohio.
It takes me an hour to get to that border. So I'm an hour away from the border.
How long?
He's by Canton, Ohio.
I have no idea where that is.
Would it take to get
My geography is the
Hold on.
American geography knowledge.
to the border
I can point
of
to Ohio. I can find Cincinnati. I know where Toledo is. But that's
Michigan?
about it.
I would say a few hours at least. From where I've seen it.
But our mail's been so slow. It took almost a week for a mask to reach someone from where I am to get to Oregon, Ohio, which is just a couple hours away. And it took them a week to get there. But I swear to God, if I packaged it
Okay, me and Scarlett are both back live on air here on the Freedom Revolution
Okay,
Network.
well, I refreshed the page and then it kicked me out. So it's
Scarlett,
my
can
fault
you
again.
please
Ooh,
log in?
Oregon grapefruit is wonderful. What? Log in what?
Can you log in on the computer and log in on this with me, so in case this happens, you still have the stream?
I don't think you can do that, but
Mel did it.
no.
Mel did it on Sunday.
I'm lazy. Well,
It-
good for
and
y'all.
Can I
Oregon
have
grapefruit is a very good antiviral, though. So is Pacific bleeding heart. If
right?
people can get a hold of that too.
I'm gonna go smoke again because I'm gonna punch my computer right in his fucking face, which
Oh my
would be in
god,
screen.
don't you leave. Alright, bye.
I mean, I could add myself into the stream, but I can't because Evie's on the phone.
Well, goodbye. So.
Oh wait, no,
gotta
hold on a
go.
second. I can take my computer and my phone with me. I forgot I have Wi-Fi.
Smart
That-
time.
Wait, go ahead and shoot me a friend request on Facebook, and we'll coordinate something. We'll figure it out. I don't know if it'd be cheaper at this point with the gas prices being what they are. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to mail it or not.
Well,
I would
if-
just freaking drive to Ohio for a day.
If you go on Scarlett's page, you can find me.
Yeah,
Okay.
If you're friends with Scarlett online, you can find my ass.
she is. She can find
Yeah,
me.
you can find me. I met Scarlett and it's story time real quick. I met Scarlett through some severely fucked up shit. And you can ask Scarlett, like, what we did was pretty fucked up.
True.
It was helping people, but at the same time, we were getting mentally fucked over by the person who ran it.
Oh,
Names should not be spoken.
She knows how that is.
I
So
all ideas.
when I met Scarlett, it took me and Scarlett like 3.5 years to be able to talk on the phone. And now me and Scarlett talk every night on the phone.
That's wonderful.
Well, you used to talk
I
every
wish
night on
I'd
the phone.
talked to her more. I'm just I'm bad.
Well-
I've been in my own little
She
head.
knows how we have our mutual long
Like,
distance
between
love.
her and now, I haven't been a good friend or communicator lately.
No,
And I think it's just about like self-preservation and anxiety. I've got a lot of, health issues, and I've got
right.
mental health issues, and they're just exacerbated by this whole thing that I freeze. I don't talk anymore, and I'm, this is the first time I've even called in to a Freedom Revolution Network.
Hey, you are more
thing,
than
or even,
welcome.
like, join.
You are more than welcome to join Scarlett shows on Friday nights. You are more welcome to join my show. The only show I do not let people call on to towards the end is on Sunday mornings. This is when I preach.
I did catch some of your last Sunday preaching thing. I couldn't stay long, but what I saw, I liked.
You know,
And then we got
I
Tim and
can't
Mel
remember
with the original
Thursday,
Red Pill
so
show. And now
Yep.
they're at night.
We
Yeah,
got-
now a lot of our shows are at night and during prime time. So, a lot of people can come join us and come talk about things or things that happen. Hold on. I see something. Hold on.
fucking Scarlett. Breaking news. Hold on. If it is a tornado or a hurricane, you can
Ooh,
go
I
sit your
see-
fucking ass down somewhere.
No, it was an earthquake, but it was looks like Western Turkey, but then there's a 5.3 in the Samoa Islands. I wonder if that caused any damage. That's interesting. I'll have to look into that because I'm seeing some patterns. And there was one in Washington today, but it was not that big of one. But I don't think like Bonnie felt it because Bonnie didn't say anything. So, but interesting nonetheless. I just saw the red ticker go across on the EMSC, so I was like, is it like a really big one or something? So, you know how that works.
Hey, there I am.
Dang it!
I'm gonna have Evie show her face on screen. Evie's gonna show her face on screen since I can physically message her.
Y'all gonna lose viewers this way.
No, I won't. Shut up.
Yell at me for even saying that one.
Here you go.
I'll get some lighting. I'm gonna.
And, oh, you could buy mugwort seeds on Amazon. I didn't know that. I should
Yeah.
check that out. I
That
need
was
some
from
mugwort seeds. I have a bunch of medicinal plants
join the
that
stream.
I am going to plant this year.
Once you click it, it's gonna have you go. Hold on, Scarlett. I'm muting myself.
Oh, okay. What are you muting yourself for? But yeah, I would like to get some mugwort seeds. I got some
Link,
good
hold on.
acorn squash.
No, it's not.
I got a mammoth
Why is it doing
table
this?
squash that I'm excited to grow.
Maybe because I don't have Google on my phone because I don't want Google.
You should add Google on your phone.
How do you not have at least Chrome?
I want fun.
I know, but-
Okay, never mind. Scarlett, what's your Google Voice number?
What?
What's your Google Voice number?
I'm not even by it. What do you mean? I don't know.
I was gonna have her call you to join the stream since mine keeps messing up.
Oh, well, isn't it working?
It is for now.
Well, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, it's my internet because I have the Xbox running on it. It's taking so much freaking internet because I'm downloading a game.
Well, you know they started selling like all digital games.
Do you know what?
You
Listen.
know they sell Xboxes now that are only digital.
Yeah, it's what this one is. It's digital.
Oh, it's the all digital version.
Yeah, and you still got to download it.
I know, but don't you? That sucks. I don't like that. That reminds me of Ready Player One and the Oasis.
Okay, but here's the thing. There's no mic or anything on the Xbox because I looked.
That you know of, it's probably internal.
There better not be. That's probably why I'm getting kicked off, but I really got to use the bathroom. So, Evie, Scarlett, you have your fun.
Okay.
I can't get that link to work to show my face because I don't have Chrome on here, and I cannot find the settings to. I'm boomerang this, man. I'm getting too old for this crap. I can't figure out how to get my face on there and allow the permission.
What? Okay.
Screw around longer.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And then we'll have you come on another show. It'll be wonderful.
Maybe I can on my tablet. I can
You probably can.
figure it out real quick. We'll see.
Yeah, because it works on Firefox.
But it'll be something. Just give me a second. I'm gonna be looking at my
They say it works best on Chrome.
tablet. Let's see. Just here a second. I'm curious.
Right? I mean, you never know how to. I hope everybody is really planning though for the future and finding local sources for food,
I do too.
especially sourcing meat.
I really.
Maybe try to go to a local meat market. Go ahead.
Yeah. We have Amish meat
Go to a
market
local meat
here,
market
so that's,
or something else.
that's a bonus. But it's
Do you?
it's only open certain days, and it's like, I mean, it's wonderful and all, but I don't even know if they're still open. They're open certain days, and this COVID thing with the Michigan quarantine, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure if the Amish are keeping to themselves. I haven't called to find out. It's always in the back of my mind, though. I'm definitely going there if I have to. I'd love to go there all the time, but that gets expensive fast. That's organic and, pasture-raised meat. So
Yeah. And sometimes you can find pretty good deals. You know, it depends on. I saw a lot of deals at meat markets that are local that are trying to do like packs of meat that were like, 20, 30 pounds of meat for, a decent amount of money. So I think people just need to reach out and try to find those deals. I know people who purchased whole pigs for like $25. Yeah, I mean, so you just gotta be resourceful about what you're choosing and make it work.
Are y'all
What?
still
Do
here?
we are? Do we not? Are we not live?
I'm trying to get into the stream now with my tablet because I use the Google on the tablet because I don't take the tablet everywhere. I'm super paranoid with the whole thing. I don't want Google coming with me everywhere I go. I don't want Facebook coming with me everywhere I go.
I lost Scarlett.
There's my camera and mic. Hey. Barely skinny. Oh, look at that trolling. That's fabulous.
Hey, there's Scarlett. Dang you, Scarlett.
Sorry.
Oh, here's Evie.
Right.
My bad.
All right, I'm hanging up.
There
Bye.
we go. Bam. Look at that.
So now
How you like that?
okay.
So yeah. So
Okay,
I don't know.
totally.
It's
Volume.
different. Everybody's learning how to deal with different things at this point, and it's one of those interesting situations.
Hey guys, by the way, I do want to mention something that's coming up. So,
What?
Do you still have it on your Google Voice or something? Where are we getting the feedback?
no,
When?
he hung up.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
So, May
What
13th
is
through the 19th is Schizophrenia Awareness Month. There's a
Okay.
Schizophrenia Awareness Week.
Okay.
My buddy Wyatt is making schizophrenia ribbons.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
If you guys would like a ribbon, text me your address and I can get one made and send it to him.
Oh, okay. Cool.
nice.
Good job, Dean. People need to be more active in their local communities and local areas and just kind of finding their survival tribe, as like you like to call it, right?
I muted Evie for a minute because that's where the echo is coming from.
Why? It's you. Hang up. It's you, Dwayne.
I did hang up.
Put it back on. You're ridiculous. There we go.
I know where that echo's coming from. I just have a crappy tablet thing, and nope.
No, it's working now, but now that Dwayne's gone, there's no echo. Now it's back when Dwayne came. See? Mm-hmm.
I don't hear an echo.
I don't either until Dwayne comes back.
Come on.
It's true. Every time you've like took yourself off just a second ago, and the time before that. Fucking nerves.
I have to show off Winston. Look at this boy. Look how cute.
He's so cute. This is her service dog, everyone.
This is my service dog in training. Except he's just too close to the thing. There he is. You handle.
He's cute.
Look at that handsome dog.
He's
Yeah, he doesn't care.
adorable. Yeah. He's like,
Such.
I am not moved.
He's such a good dog.
He's been very cute since he's very small puppy.
He's my little superstar. And he's just bored.
And this is why it's important. We got to stand up for all people and all of their abilities, and we can't cut people off from interaction and society and having human connection That is the whole problem. They're making it hard for people to even be a part of their own communities.
It's happening in so many ways. My parents finally gave up on the quarantine thing because my dad's also immunocompromised, and they didn't want him with his seed end up with the virus or whatever. So, for a month, they stayed away from me and my kids or their grandkids. And just like talk over the phone. They missed my birthday in the middle of April. And they came back May 1st, and they were like, we're done. We're done with the governor. We're done with the quarantine. We're just finished. We're going to see you now. And what was super cool about that is it was the first time I'd hugged my parents since, December. Because with January being crazy and people getting sick, with us getting sick in February or on my dad's birthday, and then my birthday in April, we hadn't seen each other or hugged each other in forever. And it was so great to finally hug my parents. It was one of the best days. And to take that away from people, to be able to hug their loved ones, especially for those who, are immunocompromised or who did get into the severity of all this, it's damaging in so many ways. The other thing that was damaging is I've seen that parents giving birth have been separated from babies.
Yeah.
And that hit me.
We had a new baby in our family that had to go to the NICU, right? And it was just born like a week or two ago. She's been home for like a week and a couple days. And she was born early, so she had to go straight to the NICU. There was like no visitors allowed. And then my cousin's wife had to basically go home afterwards, and they could only like watch her on like a little camera thing for like the whole time.
I think I
So she got out of the NICU.
something about. Did you put that up on Facebook? Thought I remembered reading that story.
No, I didn't put that up, but that is what ended up happening. Because I don't know if they would want, people to know about that. My family is a little bit more private. I mean, I just did tell the story.
Sure. Maybe it was because it's not their story at this point. I know that it might have come up in the excessive quarantine group that I'm part of. But that's happening everywhere, and the separating. I get it when the babies are born early, and I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the.
But I'm just saying they still separated mom and baby, and it's like, come on now, like they should be able to stay close to the hospital or go to like Ronald McDonald House or something so that they can stay close to babies so that they're not, completely separated like that. Where they're like, oh, go home and watch your baby on a camera. Like, who wants to do that?
That's not healthy. I know that. All right, I'm going to reveal my age just for posterity's sake and to show you how far we haven't actually come. I just turned 43. I was born in 1977, back when they were still smoking in hospitals, by the way. My mom ran a fever during delivery. I was separated from her for 2 days. 2 days. You know what kind of things that does to a kid? Yep. The first 2 days of your life, you're raised by strangers. You don't see your mom. You don't get skin-to-skin contact. You don't get to establish a nursing relationship. You get abandonment issues. Your shift change. They are allowed to only feed you and give you a pacifier and change your diaper. That's it. There's no love, there's no action, none of it. And for your whole life, has set that up for your whole life, that people are just who are taking care of you can just leave you a job back, causes abandonment issues and a host of other problems that I've been struggling with, because I didn't know any of that until last year sometime. And I was always wondering why.
And that's what I'm concerned about for other people too. And so it's like, and they want 2 weeks of this with certain people. And I think that, is something that we all need to really think about, that we're going to have a whole generation of people that are going to grow up with a lot of restrictions, abandonment issues, or other just social stunted growth, I guess, to say that, I know as we probably should just wrap it up here tonight and kind of, do that. But I think it's really important that we pay attention to these social nuances that are going to be affecting whole generations because like you said, even back then, and I believe like the late 70s, the whole swine flu epidemic thing was a big deal. And so that was probably overreaction from that set of, actions as well.
And, that sets up a whole host of psychological issues. Your brain is still forming and neurological connections are still happening, and more happen when you're in your mother's arms than when you're laying in a cot in a hospital bed in a nursery separated from everyone who loves you.
Yep. And they're doing it for 2 weeks. They say if you even test positive, that they're going to do this for over 2 weeks. So, I think it's just concerning. We all need to stand up for our rights. We all need to stand up for people around us, for the medical system as a whole before it collapses. People are getting furloughed left and right. Half of the actual, workforce is gone. There's millions of people on unemployment. Unemployment funds are running out across the country. States are going into budget deficits that once had surplus. It's really concerning and something that we should all pay attention to. But Dwayne, did you have any last things to say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close the show. Close the
No,
show
that's
out.
what I just said.
Guys, thank you so much for joining the Night Talk. It has been a pleasure having each and every one of you amidst my fucking technical difficulties. It has been a great night. I'm gonna close this out of here in prayer real quick. I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay.
So let's pray real quick. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for a night just to come fellowship with each other and just to be in your midst in this. Lord, we ask you to guide us for the rest of our night. Just get some sleep tonight and just let us remember that you are the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And we thank you, we praise you, we honor you in Jesus' name. Amen. If you guys like what we do here, go to freedomrevolutionnetwork.com and donate. Scarlett, do you have any last words to say, ma'am?
No, that's about it. Tune in to all of our great shows here on the Freedom Revolution Network. And I hope everybody has a great night. And we have to keep aware, and we need to start at the neighborhood level to build each other up and stay connected.
Right. So, guys, from the seas to the skies, from the great East Coast of the United States, I am your host, Dwayne Lanham. Scarlett, take it away with your intro, your exit.
From the land of 10,000 lakes, good night, universe.
Evie, you have anything to say?
Nope. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I'll see you again soon.
All right. Good night, you guys.